Because
Okay,
it
let's try
really
this
is.
instead.
All right.
It really is a good manga.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Not sure what the hell it's doing right now, but we'll see.
Honestly, Berserk was the
let me
thing
see if I
that
can share this to you
started.
guys properly.
All right.
Berserk was the thing that actually started the giant sword genre.
Really? Not fucking Final Fantasy.
It came out in 1989, before Final Fantasy.
Wow.
Final Fantasy didn't start doing the giant sword thing to Final Fantasy VII with Cloud. You didn't have Cloud until Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah. I don't know everything about the Final Fantasy lore. Hell, Kai and Krendar had to tell me about, like, apparently every Final Fantasy has a Cid in it.
Except for the first two.
Yeah.
That tradition started at 3. But it's
Okay.
been every single one since then. What the fuck is going on?
The original two were more like just traditional D&D things.
Yeah. I think you can get the original Final Fantasy as...
Now
Fuck is
remember,
this game?
when you're talking about the originals, you gotta mean
Hold
the
on.
Japanese versions, because we had a weird way of doing things here. You know, we didn't
Yeah.
have some of the series.
I'm looking at
Let me try to turn the volume on this game down a little bit.
Nintendo Final.
God,
No idea what the fuck is going on.
Oh, I don't see it. I was looking to see if I thought somebody actually had redos of the original Final Fantasy.
all I hope is that they don't make a second season of that god awful Willow show.
Didn't get to see it, and I was hoping for something. I was actually holding out hope when they did have some of the original cast members in there.
The only originals they have is the woman who played Scorsha,
Right.
Warwick Davis is Willow, and
Right.
not
The two comedians.
not Baji, but the other the one who had the mouse head of the two brownies.
Oh, they're not both there?
No, because the tall one died.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, he died a while ago.
If I remember, was it, I remember Rick Overton was the one that, oh, he was the one that died? Wow, I didn't know he died. Oh, I'm sad.
Yeah, so their excuses. Oh, he went traveling.
What? No. Am I looking at the same guy? Actor and comedian? No, says he's still alive. He's... Okay, Rick Overton. I don't know what the other one was. Kevin Pollak was the other one.
Yep.
He's still alive. No, they're both alive.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard something that he died. That's why I thought he died.
Huh?
He just had common sense not to be in the show.
Apparently.
But yeah, I had remembered, yeah, Warwick Davis, and I saw that Joanne Whaley was in it too. Huh.
Those returned.
Wow.
Yeah, they couldn't get anybody else to return because it's
Yeah.
a piece of shit. It really is.
Wow, that sucks. They were talking about something about, of course, the Last of Us series that's coming out.
It already has. It's on HBO.
Oh, it's already out? No.
Yeah.
And somebody said that, like, they're already changing a bunch of
Mine.
stuff. Like, the monsters
Yeah.
are not the same.
Of course.
Like, the
Why would they?
spores are not part of this. Or...
I mean, as long as they have the spirit of the thing, it doesn't have to be, like, beat for beat
I mean,
exactly the same.
As many people didn't actually like the sequel to the game.
Well, those people are idiots. Last of Us
don't know,
Part 2
dude.
was very good.
I didn't play either of them.
I played them both. They're both great.
Some people didn't like story elements. Actually, some of them actually said they didn't like the gameplay. Of course, it already had some hard feelings
Gameplay was
going
the same
into
as
it.
the first game.
When, what's his name, the producer, the head developer, basically, okay, when some people started leaking footage and he, blocked a bunch of stuff and I can net. Anybody talked about it, talked about the leaked footage, anybody just talked about the game in general, he'd start blocking them or banning him or copyright striking him. It's like, dude,
That's weird.
that's overreacting.
Then again, so many people were shitting on the game because of stupid reasons. I can't blame them
No,
for
they
being a little
didn't
bit
like.
testy about it.
They didn't like the main villain. They didn't like the fact that, one of their favorite characters in the first one getting bumped off. So
Yeah, but how else are they going to set up a revenge story if there's nothing to get revenge against? See, the thing is, they wanted to get the player to be just as angry as the character was. The only way to possibly do that is to kill off the most beloved character.
I guess
So that
so.
the player will be on board with a revenge story.
Yeah, I get that. Like I said, I didn't play either game, so I have nothing invested in this. I'm getting third-hand information.
I will say
Yeah.
one thing: season 2 of Bad Batch's game is actually really good so far.
What?
There's a lot of streaming series that I want to watch I haven't
Excuse me?
seen yet.
Sir, you dropped
I
your
don't-
question mark. Oh, and now you're being eaten. Hey,
I was talking to somebody about
I save you!
apparently they didn't like Rings of Power.
It's not Lord of the Rings. It's
Well-
wokeism.
You know,
It's risen?
Sorry, meaty.
somebody said that's kind of what a lot they said about fucking Last of Us 2. And they said that was wokeism. So
Yeah, it really is.
No, it's
they-
not, but the people say it is because they think one of the main characters is a trans woman and they're wrong. She's
No,
No,
it's
she's
the,
just
it's
jacked.
the it's the way the character speaks. They just act like a complete ass
No, they
in that
don't.
sense.
now
really.
I will say
In the
if
cutscene.
I can't remember if it was one of the
How's this
I think it was one of the Far Cry games.
Uh-huh.
That was Far Cry or Uncharted or one of those. They actually had two, like, woman villains in that game, and I thought they did far better with them.
Uncharted had one female villain that was pretty good. And two female protagonists.
Anyways, but I don't know. Like I said, even before the game started coming out, we just got little limited pieces like a teaser trailer. One guy, his only question there was, it's like, we're in the middle of a collapsed society, and this woman's buff as hell. How's he managed to get to the gym while...
Easily, there's a gym in where she lives, and she
Oh,
works
I
out to be
know.
strong during the apocalypse. Like these people
I
are
mean,
idiots.
the same guy who questioned that then talks about his own, later talking about his own house. He's got, basically what she's got, a prison gym.
Yeah, I mean, these people complaining about her are so dumb. Like, oh my god, they put a trans woman in this game. Like, no, she just lifts weights, you idiots.
Nah.
And secondly, so what if she was anyways? But she's not.
Yeah.
Funniest
Yeah,
thing
but-
is, there is a trans character in the game. It's not her.
Yeah.
though. It's not her. You guys all right? Come on, buddy. Save you.
That's a major water drinking.
Yeah. Ooh. Sinkhole.
Yeah, I have no idea what the fuck this game is about. It's just shit's just sort of happening.
It's
Physics, some of the
It's basically you're trying to save all your paper mache creatures.
Oh, give me a
Okay.
second. I'm gonna turn this game volume down even more. It's loud as fuck. Yeah, it's just paper creatures, and I don't even know what I am. I'm just here. I'm a floating camera that can move things sometimes. This is cool though. I'm into it.
Okay, I'm gonna have to watch this one later. I got an alert for a video. Smitty is gonna do a zookeeper simulator.
Oh, interesting.
But I was thinking the way Smitty would play it. I was like, oh, this is gonna be. Okay, I see numbers in amongst the letters.
Yeah.
Anybody ever seen a movie called Mirror Mask?
Yes.
It was created by Sandman creator Neil Gaiman.
And
I think Neil
effects
Gaiman's
were done
parents
by-
are the creators of Neil Gaiman.
I said it was created by Sandman creator.
It was sponsored by the Jim Henson Company.
Yeah, it was very interesting. It was.
True.
I put it on the likes of movies like Coraline and stuff like that.
Mm.
Excuse me, sir, I'm stuck. I don't know if I'm supposed to be stuck or not, but I am.
This kind of has the look of that.
Actually, I can't do my grabby thing anymore either, so I think I'm supposed to be stuck. Hello, help me out, please.
Yeah.
Oh man.
No.
I know one. I want to see is that Puss in Boots.
Yeah, the part where he fights, I guess, death. I've seen that clip.
Well, there's several times he fights death. And
Yeah, but
gets
this
chased
is
by
like
him.
this is like in the tavern.
Yeah, that's the first time. That's where
Right,
he actually meets him.
Death is like big ass wolf with
Yeah.
like twin sickles.
Yeah, and the sickles. One of the sickles actually marks off all his 8 other lives.
Right.
And
So yeah,
from what I've seen, like
Yeah.
anytime he's getting ready to fight, like his eyes will go white. You know,
Yeah.
where the black part of the.
Oh yeah, I will say the
Hmm.
animation in this is vastly different. It's less Shrek, more Hotel Transylvania.
It's more like they were doing what they did with Bad Guys.
Yeah, yeah,
They were going for that stylization that you had with Bad Guys.
Mm.
You know, minus the animation like eyes that the 2D animation eyes that they did in the Bad Guys. But I mean, it's like they were going for that style with the 3D animation.
yeah. It's just kind of like that. It's almost intentionally not as smooth. That's what it.
Yeah,
Right.
it was basically like a cross between the Bad Guys and Into the Spider-Verse.
Okay, but well, I haven't seen either of those, but I have seen the Hotel Transylvania movie, so that's why that was my point of reference.
Yeah, it's not like the Hotel Transylvania.
But
the
is
one
it
clip
like
I
Hotel
saw.
California?
But I'm saying like the animation style kind of reminded me of that.
Well, Hotel Transylvania was Tartakovsky trying to do in 3D what he did with 2D.
Oh yeah, I still liked it. That was.
Mm.
I saw the last one they did, the one where like didn't have Adam Sandler voicing Dracula.
Oh God, the
that sounds
Amazon
awful.
Prime one.
Yeah.
It really is. It really is.
You know, it was kind of like something happened where the monsters get turned into humans, and when you see what the Invisible Man now looks like.
No, it's the problem with it is it has to do with the what do we call it there? The my nose. The problem with it has to do with just like the story was just garbage.
Yeah. I tell you what's funny. Oh,
I will give credit that the guy who was basically taking over for Adam Sandler as Dracula.
Yeah.
I gotta give him props for doing a decent job of imitating Adam Sandler's voice.
Speaking of movies, and then I segued into it. I haven't even checked movie screening times. I haven't been out to the cinema in well over a year. Last movie I saw in the cinema was The Suicide Squad, and that was a good movie.
Really nothing to see in the cinemas except for Puss in Boots.
Yeah, the one I'm looking forward to, just because I like his movies so much, I'll watch them if I can in the cinema, is the new Gerard Butler movie, Plane. It's like he's an airline pilot and the plane goes down in like the Philippines and there's militias and drug lords and all kinds of stuff, and he has to team up with a convict that's being transported to try and rescue the other passengers and get out of there. It's a Gerard Butler actioner, so you know what to expect.
So tired of these trivial crap movies all the time. They're not like garbage, like they're fun to watch garbage. It's just tedious garbage.
Right.
Am I actually supposed to go in here? Because I got stuck last time I tried going in here.
I don't know. Rough.
Let's try again.
I love when I was watching Brad Jones review the movie. He says that the plot seems a little like a assault on Precinct 13. That's because it's by the same director did the 2005 remake.
There we go. I was supposed to do that, but I was too close to the entrance last time, so he couldn't move the boulder, but I couldn't move either. I see. Where's Kaya at? She's late for beer day.
She had to do something. She had to shower for something and then do something else.
That's true.
Here's some questions.
What are you?
Oh boy. This is one guy I follow on Twitter. He always shows off his comic acquisitions. He has 3 different covers of Superman 75. There's the Death of Superman. That's like, damn. I mean, I only had the one that came out originally that came in the black plastic bag. And then I also got the one, I forget what it was, what number it was of the Adventures of Superman was the Return of Superman. Sort of. It wasn't the official return. It was the one that we'd get that would lead into the reign of the Supermen. So you had like 4 different guys all claiming to be Superman. One of them would go on to become Steel.
He was the most interesting one, I think.
The other one was the post-crisis Superboy. It's supposed to be like the sort of a clone of Superman.
Ugh.
That's the one that didn't have strength, but he had telekinesis, right?
Right, tactile telekinesis. Right.
Yeah, he had to touch things, but then he could nullify their weight.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like cheater strength.
Huh.
Who was your favorite live-action Superman?
Oh, that's difficult. So
Henry
everybody
Cavill was actually pretty good.
He was. I mean,
Okay.
I liked. I mean, I was the guy who grew up watching reruns of the old 1950s Superman, like George Reeves. I thought did.
Drunky McGee.
Hey, he did rather well for the time. I mean, he was.
No. I'm just saying, just because he was a big time drunk. The actor, not the character.
It was the 50s. Who wasn't?
No, but I mean, like, how many problems they had trying to get, because he was so drunk half the time.
Yeah,
they had a hard time getting him to do anything.
Well, he had a hard time with a lot of stuff because, unfortunately, he couldn't find a career outside of the show. That's
These
why he
critters made
finally
of paper are weirdly cute.
why he offed himself, allegedly. Yeah, here's an interesting. Ever heard of a movie called Hollywoodland?
Is this like just shitting all over the place?
Because even though you
No,
don't
it's digging. It's
Before
it's
the digging.
eating the dirt. Yeah, it's
Oh, yeah,
eating
maybe.
and it's spinning it out.
Yeah, it's supposed to be around the mystery behind George Reeves' death, and Ben Affleck playing George. So, yeah, at one point we do see Ben Affleck in a Superman costume.
My favorite Superman was Reeves.
Nicolas Cage.
Oh God,
The unused pilot.
the unused version of the movie.
I'm so glad that never happened.
I will say one thing, and this could have been a decent enough live-action Superman had they gone with it. In fact, just about the whole cast could have worked. The animated Superman from the 90s, if you look at the voice cast, they could have done just as well as a live-action cast. I mean, fucking
they did better. I'm just saying just the live-action movies.
Yeah, but I'm like,
or just live-action in general.
Like Tim Daly as Superman.
Honestly, the 90s,
I think Dana Delaney was Lois Lane, and Clancy Brown as Luthor. Oh my God!
Yeah, they were actually honestly, to me he's my favorite Superman, but my favorite live action was Christopher Reeves.
Oh yeah.
Christopher Reeves got ripped for doing Superman back in the 70s.
Yeah.
And of course, when you gotta look at it. It's a movie that you had Marlon Brando as
Jor-El, yeah.
Yeah, you had music by John Williams.
John Williams. You had Gene Hackman as Lex Luthor.
And you had the movie directed by Richard Donner.
Yeah.
And
that's one thing I've never seen I've never seen the Donner cut of Superman 2. I hear it's...
Yeah, there was so much bad. I really want to see the Donner cut myself.
Yeah.
Because there was so much changed in it when they cut, and it all had to do with the change in studio heads because he didn't get on with him, so he just made his life difficult. It's just like
I have seen, like I said, I've seen the studio cut of 2, I've seen 1, and I've seen 4 just out of sick curiosity because, I mean, this was the one that, like, even the original studio wouldn't touch it. Canon were the ones that produced it. And even Christopher Reeve, by that point, it was like, whatever. In fact, he didn't even bother dyeing his hair or styling it in the Superman cut for that one. But anyways,
so much.
Trying to think of live action Superman.
Studio politics. That's pretty much what it comes down to.
Now, here's a bit of trivia you might not know.
Here?
Ooh dear. That there's the part where in the first Christopher Reeve Superman, where young Clark Kent is like racing the train.
Yeah.
And the little girl is pointing to her parents out the window, and well, playing the parents are Noel Neill, who was the original, like both in the movie serials and TV series, Lois Lane.
Yeah.
And playing the dad was Kirk Allen, the original movie serial Superman.
That's funny. Don't be silly, dear. Nobody can run as fast as the train.
Now, I've never seen the Superman serials. I should try to scale them out too, because one, for completeness, and I'm a big fan of old movie serials.
For the fact how much edits they had to do, or how many takes they had to do because he missed his mark because he was so drunk all the time.
Well, that was the TV. I'm talking about like
No, that's not the TV. Those were the movie serials.
the movie serial. Oh, that's
yeah, that was before TV.
Kirk Allen was in the 2 serials. Then we got a feature-length movie with George Reeves' first appearance as Superman. Then we got the TV series with George Reeves.
I got a rock.
You got a lava rock.
Hot lava.
Oh, I thought I saw some ice over there. Let's see if I can melt the ice.
So I know after that awful She-Hulk series, I wonder
that was just an abomination.
Was it actually awful, or was it just that it was
accurate
it
She-Hulk
was
and
people don't like She-Hulk?
No, they were insulting people, claiming people don't like She-Hulk. When it's like, no, you guys have
that's
no.
The people. That's the people. I'm talking about the show itself.
No, that's what they did. They treated like everybody was just sexist.
Like in the show, they said you don't like this show.
Yeah.
Kind of in that last episode where she breaks the fourth wall.
Yeah. Oh.
For the last time, and just completely shits on the comic fans.
Oh yeah. It was doing nothing but shitting on the actual fans of She-Hulk.
Yeah.
They don't even understand the origins or anything of She-Hulk.
Yeah.
Because, they didn't give her the correct origin. No.
Yeah.
And then
My
she has
thought
to
is,
be better than...
Mm-hmm. My thought was, since they had Charlie Cox playing Daredevil, or Matt Murdock animated Daredevil, and is that pretty much the nail in the coffin for the old Netflix Marvel shows?
They literally had him do the walk of shame.
Yep.
And they think it's funny. It's not. It's annoying.
I will say, because, well, and I will say, not everything about those Netflix series was the greatest of all.
At least they were competent compared to what the...
For some of them, they did well with Daredevil. They did really well with Jessica Jones, I thought.
They were more... Let's just say they were far more competent than the MCU.
Yeah. First season of Cage was good. Then we got that Iron Fist series.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Iron Fist is one of my favorite Marvel characters, so I know what I'm talking about. I said, this ain't fucking Iron Fist.
So you didn't like that show then?
The premise, this character is almost like arrogant, and that's not what Iron Fist was. Danny Rand was almost like a sad sack character in that, he'd get beaten as many times as he'd win, and it was often more down on himself than anything.
Mm-hmm.
The humility of the character.
What are you doing,
but
little guy?
I don't know, they didn't get that, and I know I didn't expect him to have him in full costume, especially in the modern Marvel, especially with the universe he's running with the Netflix Marvel, but something more than dressing like a hobo. Come on. Like Jessica Jones and Luke Cage, I can understand being more in street clothes, but
they basically don't. They don't read the comics and don't understand the characters.
The Punisher series, that thing, holy crap! Especially that into that second season, the two main, where brother and sister bad guy team. Then when he's just like. It's like, oh, you wouldn't dare do that to a woman. Plap! Brains on the table. And the other guy is standing there, shocked and horrified, like, holy shit, he did it! But my thought is, I don't know, I guess I will never ever get what I really want, was to actually see a Cage and Iron Fist series.
Hey, take those things and make it so you can get over that hump that the dog just walked over. Yeah, that. You want?
So what we need is Nicolas Cage as Luke Cage.
No. You know, that's
we already have that in every Nicolas Cage movie.
Yeah, pretty much. They got Oh, he's got a new movie. It's out now.
Yeah.
He's doing a western
Interesting.
called The Old Way.
Have you guys ever seen the movie where he plays himself?
That's
Oh,
every movie.
what's
No,
it
it's called
called?
The Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah, it's him and fucking Mandalorian guy.
Excuse me, sorry. Yeah, but I'm joking on the fact is like you look at any movie he does, you just gain a version of him.
Oh yeah, I still want to see what was that movie he did last year. That was a weird fantasy type of movie.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Uh,
He was in armor and shit.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember. Willy's Wonderland. I haven't seen that yet. Just that looks like fun.
There we go.
The Color Out of Space. Prisoners of the Ghostland.
Oh, I need to see Color Out of Space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear that. That's. I mean,
that's playing free somewhere.
That's one of those things that's like, how do you adapt such a thing?
They
film
really have
or
to add
video.
a lot of stuff to it because there's no way that would be a full movie on its own.
And just there's so much things that's almost.
Speaking of the Color Out of Space, Rainbow doesn't hate that man.
When the man describes his stuff as indescribable, well, how do you put that into a movie?
Mm-hmm.
It made a clone of him across the way.
Did.
Somebody was showing something of like Star Wars, but it was like they'd done some art of basically making a feminized version of Luke Skywalker.
You mean Rey?
No. I'm talking like and I looked at the pictures and I was like, why do they all look like Anya Taylor-Joy?
Can we just agree that they need to Can we just agree that they need to permanently ban from doing anything ever again in her life is Kathleen Kennedy?
Oh, yeah. Well...
Oh, yeah.
A woman who
right
spent her entire life career of coasting off of guys that are better than her.
Well, that's showbiz. I mean, come on. Somebody's coasting off somebody. Oh, speaking of Nicolas Cage movies, how about that upcoming movie he's doing, Renfield? In which Nicolas Cage plays Dracula.
Oh, that's going to be terrible. I'm in for it.
Time to follow it, I guess.
It's told from Renfield's point of view.
Oh yes, I've seen that teaser.
Yeah.
He's basically going to an AA type meeting.
Right, like almost like for abusive, abusive relationships or whatever.
Bloodsuckers Anonymous.
And then basically he's just giving his rundown, and everybody's like talking shit about his abuser, which is Dracula. And then all of a sudden you see Dracula right behind him with his hand on Renfield's shoulder.
Yeah. I will say though, the best Renfield of all will always be Artie Johnson in Love at First Bite.
You ever seen the Spanish Dracula?
I have not, and I have a copy of it, and I've yet to watch it.
Okay, the guy.
Happy Beer Day, Kai.
Hey, Kai.
The only ones that don't compare to the English version of that of the 31 film is the one playing Helsing and the guy playing Dracula, because oh my god, that guy is so over the top goofy, it's ridiculous. But no, it's like the guy who plays Renfield is because unlike the English one where it's just like he's very iconic, but it's like when you watch the Spanish one, the guy acts more like someone who has actually lost his mind, and it's just more of like
Yeah, the guy that if you ever seen the movie, what was it, 79 or 80, Love at First Bite. George Hamilton plays Dracula,
Yeah.
and
That's a
Artie
good name
Johnson.
for a vampire movie.
Yeah, Love at First Bite.
Yeah.
Artie Johnson plays Renfield, and he takes that classic Dwight Fry Renfield to its logical comedic conclusion.
Hello, friend. I'm back.
We can't forget our favorite comedic one.
Which one? Oh,
Dracula Dead and
Dead and
Loving It.
Loving It.
Yeah.
Peter
Yeah.
McNichol.
Yeah, oh my god, he captured like the goofiness of the 31 film
Oh
and just
yeah.
amplified it up the wazoo. It's great. You just
And
read
Yeah,
the
Kai,
book. No, I
the
didn't.
Lego game wasn't working. It was lagging like fuck while
Yeah.
I was trying to stream it for some reason. So, Plan B.
I mean, those are the ones that actually did more with Renfield. The other ones I've
Yeah.
seen, you just didn't get enough of them because they was just locked up in the asylum, so they didn't do anything. There was the '79 one with Frank Langella's Dracula. Don't even remember that character. There was Tom Waits played him in Francis Ford Coppola's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
The Langella one was they were trying to be sexy with it.
And of course, Klaus Kinski played him in the Jeff Franco Dracula movie.
Oh, God.
With Christopher Lee, again playing Dracula.
Here, I'll say this. You know which Dracula movie is actually the closest to the book?
Well, Francis Ford Coppola's came pretty damn close. It included a lot more than others did.
That one is actually the closest to the book out of any of them.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's also got like a ton of bullshit added in.
Oh well, of course.
And bad acting.
It's fucking the 1990s. So of course you had to.
No, it's just Francis Ford Coppola. He's extra. He's always extra.
Oh well, that's true. Have you ever seen the documentary Hearts of Darkness? This is basically all the behind the scenes of the making of Apocalypse Now.
Oh God, yeah.
You'll realize just how extra Francis Ford Coppola was.
Oh yeah. No. That movie was just like Coppola is going. And then of course Brando with his ego.
Oh jeez. And then the part where Martin Sheen has a heart attack while filming.
Yes.
And Coppola is like trying to don't tell anybody about this.
Yeah. And Brando being so goddamn overweight for his part.
Yeah.
They have to put him in so much darkness so you can barely see him.
Basically, the guy was getting $3 million for 3 days of work,
This
and he
tape
won't
player
even.
just made him a creature.
It's like the tape's unraveling. Get a pencil.
Oh look, this is what happened to Nixon's hidden tapes.
18 minutes, yeah. It's got a bug head.
I
It's kind of like a vulture that walks around or something.
I still love the movie Dick with just like, oh God, if they hated me for that, they're gonna crucify me for this.
Hey, by the way, Kai, do you remember you wanted Omadon to explain a couple things back earlier in the week? Do you remember what they were? Because I don't. Do you remember, Omadon? We asked you a couple things that you said that it would be easier to explain it with a microphone.
Yeah, I don't remember the things off the top of my head. Just I do remember one was that new show of Trigun.
Oh yeah.
Why you didn't like it or something.
Yeah, and I already explained that. Unless he was not here when I was explaining.
I don't think Kai was here then.
Were you here for that, Kai?
I don't think so. I think she was in the shower or something. Here, have a flower.
Ah, shit. I am dropping stuff all over.
Well,
This is some really good paper animation, though. I really like this.
I don't see Kai saying year nay.
Might have gotten distracted by something.
Someone was waving keys around.
Oh, jeez.
Basically.
What was it? Razorfist talking about the casual gamer. It's like, he said, want to attract a casual gamer? Dangle a shiny ball in front of their face. Be paralyzed by paroxysm of glee. Now, paint a nipple on it. Congratulations. That's all a 10 out of 10 from IGN.
Oh god! Oh god! You just made me think of what do you call it? You made me think of Sorry, I'm trying to. I'm about.
That's what it says about the casual gamers. Casual gamers don't decide what to play. They're told what to play. By gaming press, by ads, or by their peers. He said that's why.
But I don't want to play Fortnite.
I think was it Resident Evil, I think 6, he said, sold like world peace. You know, in 5 minutes everyone was saying how shit it was.
5 was okay, 6 was absolute garbage.
Hurry! Hurry! Shut up! Hurry!
The game where they ran solo an idea is that the bad guy turned into a T-Rex.
I would watch that. That sounds like a great Asylum movie. Actually, what was that movie? Oh, The Velocipaster.
Oh
yeah,
god!
That was a great idea.
I still love it when they did the joke of like footage to be added later. When it was supposed to show a car explosion.
That's good. I haven't seen it, but that sounds amusing.
Oh god.
Oh yeah. It's like he's supposed to see his parents blow up in their car in front of them. But they did the joke of like footage to be added in later, and it's never added, so it's just a black screen with that, and then it cuts to them going no with the sound effects over there behind.
Oh god, I'm looking at the cast for Renfield, which of course I knew about Nicolas Cage and Nicholas Hoult, but fucking Ben Schwartz is in this, and it's like, oh god, I'm having Parks and Rec flashbacks. John Ralphio is back. No.
Ben Schwartz, isn't that the guy that voices Sonic in the movies?
Yeah.
Somebody else with a similar name.
Yeah. Same guy.
That guy's stand-up comedy is very funny.
Oh yeah, but I remember him, of course, for Parks and Recreation. He played Jean Ralphio Saperstein.
And of course, when I always think of Sonic, I always think of Jaleel White.
Because that was
you should never think of Jaleel White for any reason ever.
Oh come on! Remember, he was like the first show version of Sonic.
Mm-hmm.
Both Sonic Sat AM.
He was
and
also
Sonic
Urkel, which invalidates everything else he's ever done.
I know. We all know that. That's why we have to do the joke.
That's why we should never think about him ever.
I actually saw a movie I thought he was in. It turned out it was somebody else.
Oh.
Yes, I swear the character looked like him. It's like, is that Urkel?
Blast, are you talking to us from a closet suddenly?
No. Why?
Because you sound like you're inside of some sort of small container.
You hear me? Hello? Hello?
Yes, we hear you, but you sound like you're in a box.
I don't know. I got the mic directly in front of my face.
He stuck it in the wrong hole.
I don't know. I haven't changed the thing.
And then we have that piece of crap that the Velma show.
Oh, yeah, what was that? Mindy Kaling? Yeah.
God. I hate when people take classic IPs and just try to make it all about them.
There's something funny, and this is unrelated to that show, but I reposted this on Twitter today. Somebody, the trope about Velma always losing her glasses.
Yeah.
Say again. I didn't quite hear what you said.
The Velma losing her glasses trope.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
that wasn't even put into the show originally. Until it was Nicole Jaffe, the original voice of Velma. During a recording session, her actual glasses fell off, and I was like, "Oh, glasses! I can't see a thing without them." And they just made that part of Velma.
They sure as hell ran with it, didn't they?
Oh yeah, that was their deal. Like for comedic effect. Now, of course, something happens and she can't see it because she's lost her glasses. I did. Okay, one thing I sort of laughed at for the trailer or for Velma. It was when the one girl like body drops out of the locker and the top of her head comes off and there's no brain in there. It's like she hasn't got a brain, and Dan's like, and it's like, I'm not being mean. She literally doesn't have a brain in her head. I was like, okay, that's funny. It's like, oh, how cruel can you be? I'm not making fun of her intelligence. She literally doesn't have a brain.
The zombies got her already.
Something.
You mean the writers of the show? Oh.
Oh.
Uh,
All right. I'm not sounding any better?
Nope.
Damn it. What's going on?
I don't know.
oh man.
How's that?
Same.
God damn it. What is going on?
They've come out with season 2 of Vinland Saga.
Oh. Any better?
I haven't looked at it yet.
No, I mean,
looking.
that sound any better.
No.
Damn it.
What?
I don't know why it's not coming through.
Just keep working on stuff, and when something changes, we'll let you know.
All right. Anyways. Yeah, Vinland Saga was a good one.
Yeah.
I also saw.
Well, here's the thing, though. The whole first season is actually just is actually the prelude to the actual story.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because the actual story takes place when he like the meat of the story is him as an adult traveling to Vinland.
Yeah. Now the other thing I just saw. No Crunchyroll on the YouTube channel put out a trailer. I think some others have. The initial trailer for Hell's Paradise, which is based on a manga I like a lot. In fact, I just last week got the 13th and final volume of the manga. So I'm really looking forward to the anime.
Well, they've certainly been producing a bunch of anime off of manga I've been reading, or have read several years ago.
Mm.
Try moving it a little bit farther away from yourself.
They decided to make an anime off of this one.
Yeah.
Try moving your mic away a little bit. Somebody dig that trench. Hey, there we go. You're just a little thirsty. just lose my internet connection. Looks like it. Again. Alright, let's reset this.
Who joined us?
What? Here.
What?
Hello. Anyone? Anyone?
Hello?
We lose the stream?
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Sound like someone like joined us, but all I see is Krendar, you, and me.
Yeah, and we lost the stream for a second there, I think.
Hmm. It's still frozen for me on the stream, so I'll just refresh it.
I'm
Okay,
trying to find
I
the
think,
most.
I think the join sound was me reconnecting to the internet.
Ah.
My internet
I'm
was
trying to know
down.
what's the name of that thing. It's out now. Sequel to Inuyasha.
I see you got the Krendar offline thing that I made you.
Yeah,
just
it's a good one.
really zoomed in on it.
Yeah. Yeah, it stretches it up to the whole thing. Which is basically how I felt when I went offline right there. With this arrow through the head.
Somebody.
Okay, let's see if we can continue this now.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them that they've recently started coming out with, and a lot of the isekai that have recently come out in the recent years.
I'm still waiting for the next volume of Karate Survivor in the world to hit the
Karate
States.
Survivor?
Karate Survivor in another world.
Is that the sequel to Vampire Survivors?
No, there's like several karate. So I'm trying to remember which one it is. Oh wait, are you talking the one with the teenage guy, right? Not the one with the big buff guy.
Right. This is, well...
Now Blast is across the room.
Well, I mean, because there's two of them that there's one that he's basically a street thug, And then there's one where it's just like a guy who's so obsessed with karate, who's like a big, huge buff guy. Two karate manga where they get isekai'd into a fantasy world. Honestly, the Street Thug one is far more entertaining. Because he's not overpowered, he's actually... he's very underpowered, it's a survival thing.
Last, we can barely hear you right now. You sound like you're on the other side of the room from your microphone.
I have a microphone right in front of my face.
Well, something's wrong with it then.
God damn it. Let me click out and try to come back.
Yeah.
You know, they actually started making the isekai manga of the handyman that got put in another world. They actually made that into an anime.
Interesting. Okay, one second.
Not surprised.
It's not. It's a goofy manga, and it's just goofy the fact that they decide to make that an anime.
I have saved you all with water. I wouldn't have thought paper needed water that badly. But here you are.
Well, paper
What the
is
fuck?
made from pulp.
Excuse me, guys. What the fuck are you doing? You're not spiders. I don't know what the fuck this game is even is, but okay. Bye.
I believe I can fly. Get
What
in
planet
your
needs
little.
me?
Well, get in your airship there, on the tree.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I actually can.
Yeah. Why do you think they made the little airship there?
Do 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 do.
Oh God, the Chipmunk Adventure movie. We're off to see the world. We're off to find things new.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah.
That was actually one of the songs in that movie. The fact that I remember that because I have not seen that movie in... God, how long has it been since I've seen that movie? At least a decade or so.
How's this?
Better.
There you go.
It was my setting. Somehow, the voice,
You're not trapped in a box anymore either.
it somehow went to default, and then I
Yeah.
back to like the Steel series that I have.
That happens sometimes.
Well, at least now you see that we've become the Chipmunk Adventure movie.
If it was on default, it may have been... I don't know if you have something else that counts as a shitty mic.
I don't
Built-in
know.
mic on something.
Yeah, because this is the only one I got.
Weird.
Oh,
Time to start singing some 80s pop music. We're off to see
No,
the world.
no.
We're off to
Notorious.
Talk about-
find things new.
Pop music.
Yo.
Talk about pop music.
I was like, no,
80s
Notorious.
What, you don't like the music in a Chipmunk Adventure?
I never saw it.
You never
You know what,
saw
this-
a Chipmunk Adventure.
I never
These
saw any
visuals
of the
were giving me a
Chipmunk
strange
movies.
feeling. Like I want a game of Satisfactory with this graphic style.
God damn! Hang on. Fuck.
Papercraft Satisfactory. Let's do it.
Why are you fucking doing this? Stupid.
Blood is made with like twisted paper clips.
Oh, the '87 like animated one. Okay, I was thinking
Yeah.
about the Alvin and
No.
the Chipmunks movies.
Yeah,
I haven't seen that. I didn't see that
was
one
an
either.
that was an Alvin and the Chipmunks movie with them and the Chipettes trying to make a race, money and diamond heists.
Yeah,
It's a great movie for just completely random stupid stuff and inappropriate songs for kid characters to be singing.
what does it say? I'm looking for.
I mean, you never want to see the Chipettes dancing around with a bunch of cobras singing "Getting Lucky."
Yeah, there it
I
is.
mean,
Getting like
some people want to see that.
I saw. I never saw. I was okay. I watched the original Alvin and the Chipmunks in reruns, so the old '60s show. Then there was
No,
like
that
a
wasn't the original.
yeah, that was.
No. The original was the black and white puppet show with Dave Seville.
Whoa,
Hang on.
It was just Alvin.
the fuck is this?
in the tree?
Oh my god,
as
it's
a
full of
puppet.
stars.
Okay, I'm looking here. Da, 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 da.
First it
I'm
was
just waiting
first
for a
it
weird
was-
space baby now.
I'm looking for the Chipmunks, American virtual band media franchise.
Yeah, see, first you had like a bunch of like these albums of just like goofy sped up versions of sped up songs. Then you had the Dave Seville and Alvin thing, where Alvin was literally a chipmunk puppet in a tree and talking to Dave,
Oh, I missed that.
the
They
actual
mentioned.
creator.
Oh well, now as the Chipmunks, like Alvin and the Chipmunks,
Yeah.
it says they first appeared in comic book form, and then we got in 1961 the Alvin Show, which was
Yeah.
that one. Now
And then
then
later in the '60s, you got the shit animated show.
yeah, then we got in '82 we got the Chipmunk Christmas, which was their first modern day version, and
Adaptation
that led into
to
the
the
80s Saturday morning cartoon, where we got
Yeah.
the Chipettes.
Yep. And then they had at the into the '80s after like a couple of other like those TV
Yeah.
movies of theirs.
I tell you what's
They
funny
had
is
the Chipmunk Adventure movie, which
I
actually
actually
had
had-
a good production.
around from that same time, I actually had the Chipmunk Punk.
Chipmunk.
Yeah. Oh,
Chipmunk
yeah.
Punk.
That came out in the '90s.
Well, no, coming out in the '80s. This was like or early '80s.
Oh,
Clearly,
that
that's clearly Alvin and the
1980.
Chipmunks in Cyberpunk, right?
No, this is Alvin and the Chipmunks doing well. It's hard to call it punk rock, but it was basically
I
post-punk.
like my idea better.
Let's see. I got the track list here. We've got "Let's Go" by the Cars, or "Refugee," which was Tom Petty.
Yeah, that-
"Call Me," which is Blondie. Maybe right, Billy Joel.
When you say punk, they had one in the '90s where it was just like
The
just
closest,
like trying
the
to be
closest thing to
hardcore.
punk we had was maybe Blondie.
Yeah.
Punk
No, they
Blondie.
had one. They had one in the '90s where they were trying to do some of the '90s music, and it just it was.
Yeah, let's see. The Cars, "Let's Go." "Good Girl." They had two songs by the Knack on that one. "Good Girls Don't" and "My Sharona."
Yeah.
"How Do I
Good
Make You?"
Girls
which
Don't
was
Sharona.
wrong. Actually, three songs by the Knack. "Good Girls Don't," "My Sharona," and "Frustrated."
Honestly, the best thing the Chipmunks ever did was the Chipmunk adventure.
Yeah.
I mean, the animation on that is top notch quality.
Oh yeah. Well, stuff like the Alvin Show, that was. I think that was. I don't know
It
who
was-
did the
it was-
animation there, but that was
Alvin
definitely
Show
along the line.
You're thinking of the old Alvin and the Chipmunk show, because the Alvin show was literally a puppet, and the guy
No. This is the animated series from the '60s, the Alvin
Alvin
Show.
Alvin and Chipmunks, yeah.
This was from the '60s. It only had like 26 episodes,
Yeah.
and I
It
forget.
was,
The animation looked a lot like the Bullwinkle animation.
This,
Yeah,
this
it was-
tree
it was
is
the same
growing
company.
Same
dirt.
era.
well, it was the same company that did the Rocky and Bullwinkle show.
Well, that makes sense then.
I think it was Harvey Cartoons.
Let's see.
Unless I'm mixing up Harvey Cartoons, which did Casper in the 60s. Because
I'm
they
trying to
did
remember, it was
revive Casper in the 60s.
Let's see. I think it was like the old Jay Ward stuff. I kept going saying the DePatie Freeling, but no, that was Pink Panther. I think they're the same people that did the animation for like George of the Jungle and Underdog.
Yeah, and that was the same people that did Rocky and Bullwinkle. I believe
Right.
it was Harvey Cartoons, if I'm not
Oh
mistaken.
god! Talk about something that came almost obscure out of the past and made for a great and popular movie, and that was the George of the Jungle movie.
The Brendan Fraser one?
Yeah. That was a fun movie. Everybody liked that one. Unfortunately, Brendan followed that up by trying to do another old Jay Ward cartoon by doing the Dudley Do-Right movie, and that was awful.
Hey, it's better than the George of the Jungle 2 movie.
I've forgotten there was a second one.
Hey, and it's better than the 2 Inspector Gadget movies.
And I kind of expected the second one to be better because they got a better actor to play him.
Enough, the second one is actually more tolerable than the first one.
Yeah, because French Stewart actually did the character like it had been in the cartoons. Like he did that Don Adams style, the voice and the acting.
And funny enough, in the second one they actually did try to hide Dr. Claw's face, even though for some reason they put him in a 3-piece suit and fedora and a cape.
What? The fuck?
So you sure that wasn't Cape Man from the later seasons? You remember that one?
Nope.
Okay, I think in the second or third season of the cartoon, they had this guy who was almost like a fan of Inspector Gadget and wanted to be his new sidekick, and he had this bad like superhero outfit, and he called himself Cape Man.
Yeah.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah. He was almost as dumb as Inspector Gadget.
Yeah, that was the thing. He was just as clueless.
And, they tried to do a CG follow-up show of Inspector Gadget where it was
I did not
Penny.
know that.
Yeah, where it's Penny joining the secret agents.
Penny joins Dr. Claw.
Who is?
Well, they had Dr. Claw's nephew being teamed with her against his uncle.
I remember because who was it playing Penny in that one?
I don't remember.
Michelle Trachtenberg. She would go on to be Dawn in Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
I never understood why they made the fucking Gadget Mobile talk and be for no reason. Instead of just being the morphing vehicle that was. No, they had to give it a fucking...
I will say one character they had perfect in at least the first one. I forget if he made it to the second one. And if they'd done it like the cartoon would have been even better, was Dabney Coleman as the chief. It's like perfect casting.
Who's that again?
Oh, the chief. He was constantly giving him the...
No. Dab Coleman.
Dabney Coleman. He's played similar characters in movies and TV forever. Usually playing the bad guy. You know, he's the smarmy bad guy. He was in the original movie 9 to 5.
Oh God, yeah. I loved him in that Cloak and Dagger movie.
Cloak and Dagger, that was a different thing for him. What was that movie with Bob Gold? Hot to Trot. Remember that one? Oh
God, yes, Hot to Trot.
With the talking horse, voiced by John Candy.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, that was. I saw that in the cinema. That was me in. Okay, before I went to university. I went to a 2-year college, and in that town, you had to drive 30 miles to get to the nearest cinema. And Wednesday night was my cinema night. I'd drive all the way, and I saw so many movies during those 2 years. It's kind of like me getting away from school for a night. And I saw Hot to Trot, and that was weird ass movie, and I enjoyed it. Still do today. It's kind of one of those most people don't remember it, but I do.
Well, most people don't remember Delirious either, which is another John Candy great movie.
Oh yeah. Oh God. Speaking of John Candy, what was that? Armed and Dangerous. So it was him and Eugene Levy.
Yes. And who was the girl? I'm always forgetting her name.
Meg Ryan.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh God, that was a great
when he had that
the Doberman scene. The Doberman scene was the great.
Oh yeah. Well, when he had that big hog leg of a gun and the two henchmen, he blew out their car and they just went sailing over everything and big blah blah, just wrecked that car, and John goes, "Oh, they're gonna feel that in the morning." Oh, that was a funny one.
If you've never seen Delirious, it's a great John Candy movie.
Oh yeah, that was the one that was. Well, it starts with him in the jungle. He's being carried on a sedan chair by all these natives. They put him on this stage here, and they said, "All right, boys, smoke them if you got them." And they all pull out cigarettes and lighters and start lighting. It ends.
Delirious is the one where he's the
that's going writer. Berserk. Never mind.
Yeah. Delirious is the one where he's the soap opera writer. He gets knocked down, wakes up inside his own soap opera.
Right. Yes.
And that was the one where they had Raymond Burr.
Yep. I got that mixed up with Going Berserk. That's a whole nother one.
Yeah.
That was him and fucking Eugene Levy and Joe Flaherty. Like that was before SCTV even.
Yeah, God.
But that was the one that he had or Eugene had his film Kung Fu You.
You gotta love the classics with these guys.
I remember that movie ends with the movie is only told in flashback, and somehow he ends up kind of almost as a side note how he ended up in the jungles due to some branch of this company he works for. And the very last thing, he has all the natives singing Blue Moon. Like, it's like, good God.
Or how about when they was in what was the one there with Tom Hanks?
Fucking Volunteers.
Yes.
Yes. You know where that movie gets shown every year? University of Washington. Because the part with John Candy's character from the University of Washington, and while he's being held by the North Vietnamese, somehow himself saying he starts singing the fight song, and at the end, when the whole Vietnamese army is rolling in, singing the University of Washington fight song.
What makes it even? What makes that movie so damn funny? It's just I still love John Candy's character. You'll never be able to brainwash me. I'm a good old American boy. You'll never break me. Just like the next scene, he's broken.
Cut 2. He's now
completely brainwashed. It was
right. Yeah. Well, what's funny about that movie is that is, of course, Tom Hanks is a co-star in that. I forget what.
I want to say Daryl Hannah.
Rita Wilson.
I'm wrong.
Yeah, Rita Wilson would eventually, they've been married. They married after doing that movie, and have been married to this day. That's where they first met.
Oh God! And, it's so great about that movie is remember when they said the assassin lady after him? And
oh God! And
he's speaking. He's so drunk when he's speaking. They have to look.
Her accent was so thick that
they had to read the subtitles themselves.
Yeah, the one point where they break the fourth wall, they look down at the bottom of the screen to read the subtitles.
That's funny.
Yeah,
that's good,
and the funniest part then later when he asked the guy, said you tie her up and knock her out. She did it to herself. You should have seen it. Oh, that's Gere Watanabe, who's done everything from fucking 16 Candles to Gung Ho.
I loved him throughout the 80s. I mean,
oh yeah,
God, he was in everything. He was always like the token Asian guy
Right.
in
I mean,
comedies. Oh God, he was always.
Of course, he was the donger.
Yes.
Oh, what's happening, hot stuff?
Come on, guys, you can get it.
Automobile.
You can get it.
Big leg.
You're just torturing them.
Oh, jeez.
I need to make them poop out a ramp.
No, I am TV. Twisted sister.
Oh God, and then oh God, remember the Tom Hanks movie there, Joe versus the volcano?
Oh yeah. That's
God, those
him and
that luggage was like
Yeah.
the best investment he ever made.
Oh yeah, and the whole thing, of course. What was it? I think it was Janine Garofalo made the great observation about a certain type of the population. But they do this, they do that, and he says, "You want Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan to be in every movie together."
Man, you guys remember when Doreen Garofalo used to be cool?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That was a long
I used to
time
love
ago.
her stuff. I watched
God.
all of her fucking comedy specials. Hey, I watched
Now she's
her.
insane.
I watched Rosie O'Donnell. I thought her shit was
She's-
funny then too.
She's been insane for a while. Like I think the thing I liked her in was the Mystery Men, just because
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah.
an ensemble of idiots. That's
I
what made
remember
that movie funny.
I mean, her comedy was really made for the '90s. It had that kind of
Yeah.
grunge rock. She made it. She stated it best. And the first thing I ever saw in was one of these young comedian special. I think it was. I know she was in it. So was Ray Romano and some of her early
Ew.
stuff. But she said, our parents were this. I knew the value of a dollar. Worked hard to make sure our kids didn't have us work as hard as they did. And guess what? We don't.
They got what they wanted.
Yeah.
And that was her thing. She said, what was it? I think I'm in my 20s, close to 30 as I've ever been. And I still with this odd bohemian lifestyle. The first thing I wake up every morning is, oh God, what's going to get shut off today?
Slowly became the woman who played what's it's in the Side Bell show.
Oh yeah, the one who was like they fell in love and they were going to get married, but then they realized they were too much like each other, so they called it off. She was also in the last episode of Mad About You, playing Paul and Jamie's grown-up daughter. And that's kind of one of those things that you can tell that's the death knell of a TV show. They had a child to our two characters. That's one of those
that's
jump
what killed the Mummy movies.
Yeah, well,
No, what killed the Mummy movies was bad directing in the third one.
yeah, hell, but the third one, even Rachel Weisz didn't want to be in there.
The third one was irrelevant because the second one already killed the series anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it was different. They took it to a different thing, showing that there's more than the Egyptians had mummies. If they'd done a fourth, they probably would have taken it to South America or something.
The Aztecs.
Which would have been cool because, hell, they would have done an Aztec mummy. I could imagine a masked wrestler showing up as part of the setup.
That would have been awful.
Oh, says you.
I mean, unless you were trying to make it a complete and utter goofy comedy.
Yeah. Well, did you see the first movie? It partly was a comedy. Come on.
Partly. I'm saying taking it from partly to completely.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
There.
it was basically a comedic adventure version of the original horror of the original movie.
Yeah.
Hello there, Larson. Larson says, today I worked a 12-hour shift and now I am dead.
Oh, shit. I feel
But
for
yeah,
you, dude.
It's nice to hear from you from beyond the grave.
But yeah, the original Mummy movie from the 30s was done straight horror. But basically, when you look at the Brendan Fraser movie, it was a comedic take on it.
Yeah, it was kind of
adventure take.
It was horror mixed with high adventure, so it was also kind of a Indiana Jones.
Yeah, it tried to make the Mummy into Indiana Jones, and for what it was doing, it was worth it. I mean, at least it didn't do what that god awful Tom Cruise one did.
Oh God, yeah, that was almost. I will say that was when Universal was trying to come up with a dark universe.
They jumped the shark.
Yeah, well, the farthest
they understand their classic IPs.
They got two things out of it. They got that Mummy movie, and they got Dracula Untold, and it never went any further. The one good thing that came out of it, and I own it, was the entire classic Universal Monsters on Blu-ray. I have the set.
Yep.
And it's got all of them. All the Dracula, Frankenstein, Mummy, Wolfman movies, Creature from the Black Lagoon, all of that good stuff.
Yeah, God. And that one didn't even come out until the 50s.
Yeah, that was kind of the last of the Universal monsters, but what a way to go out on. Fuck.
True. And my God, you got to give them credit when they did Creature from the... Not the sequels to the Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the original Creature from the Black Lagoon, they literally got the Olympic swimmer. And that guy...
Yeah, they got like an actual Olympic diver, like an actual deep sea diver to be in those.
Yeah, and he actually had to hold his breath the entire time they were underwater. And he's in like a suit that is basically sopping wet, like over 100 pounds of prosthetic. And he's swimming as well as he is in like up to like 2-minute shots underwater. Right. In murky water. It's like, that is amazing.
Let's see. You know what? Getting this set, some of the stuff in here, I didn't know about some of these. There were movies I didn't know existed. Like in the Invisible Man set, I knew about like the original The Invisible Man and The Invisible Man Returns, but there was like 3 other invisible insert character here. There was the Invisible Woman, the Invisible Agent, and the Invisible Man's Revenge. It's like,
no, they had like a bunch of them. It's like he was like their second to last Universal monster,
and that's not counting all the Mummy movies that came out of Universal.
Oh God! And you know what's funny is all the Mummy movies after the first one.
Yeah.
They all came in after the censor code. So that opening scene where you see guys getting speared.
Yeah.
They basically, because they kept taking footage from that, but they just kept adding out where you see guys getting speared. And just like you see the spear thrown and you see them falling on the sand, but you don't see them getting speared like the original.
And what's funny is it was after the The funny thing about that, everybody sees all these movies as the Mummy, guys wrapped head to toe, shuffling along.
The original one, Boris.
That was only a small part of the movie. Yeah. The rest of it, he looks as a normal human being a bit.
It's basically when you look at the Brendan Fraser Mummy movie, that's what the Mummy was doing, and that was played brilliantly by Boris Karloff.
Oh yeah.
He's just a person who has that face. He could emote so much with his face.
Oh yeah, but after that, it was all just like, he's the Mummy throughout.
Mm-hmm. And here's the funny thing: the things that people quote most when it comes to the Frankenstein movies, when they think of Frankenstein, isn't from Frankenstein, but Bride of Frankenstein, like like where Frankenstein actually talks, because he never talks in the original movie.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, this was an interesting thing. And I always love to quote this bit of trivia about Frankenstein. You always have Frankenstein and the mad scientist, and you always have the scientist's assistant, who's always this hunchback named Igor.
Yeah, Igor was the second assistant because the original... Third, the original assistant actually gets hung by the monster inside his cage.
Yeah, the first one is a hunchback, and he's named Fritz.
Yeah.
It was wasn't until
Oh, sorry.
it wasn't until the third one we got Igor, and instead of being played by Dwight Frye as in the first two, he's played by Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
And he wasn't hunchback; he had a broken neck.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is funny. It's like the reason why Fritz died in the first one, and they had to come up with a new guy for the second movie,
Right?
Because the thing was is in the first movie he was constantly tormenting, poking, and shoving fire at the monster's
Right.
face. And the monster finally snapped and actually took the rope and choked him and actually hung him.
Right.
In the cell.
Basically, he was the one that set the monster into being like he was.
Exactly.
Then you had now Dwight would return in Bride of Frankenstein, playing a totally different character.
Yeah, but still basically the same thing. The assistant.
Oh God! In fact, he may be worse because he was like one point where he tried to get the heart for the bride monster. He actually murders someone.
Yep. And of course, the second one, the Bride of Frankenstein, had to retcon a few things.
Yeah. And that was where, I tell you, that was the thing. I had not seen Bride of Frankenstein until after I saw Young Frankenstein. Mm-hmm. And when I saw the part with the old blind hermit who teaches the monster to speak, I was like, all that stuff in that part of Young Frankenstein came straight out of Bride of Frankenstein.
Yeah, the only thing they really take from the original one is it's a lie thing.
Yeah,
and
right.
And the whole thing with
now
with
the character of the
kid getting thrown into the
right. Now also the police inspector with the artificial arm that came out of the third one, Son of Frankenstein.
Yeah. Yes, the one with Bela Lugosi now.
Right. But yeah, that.
If I remember correctly, the third one wasn't even Boris Karloff. It was Lon Chaney Jr. who played the monster in that one.
Let me see.
And that was also
no. The third one that was Karloff's final run.
Yeah,
as the
and
monster.
then the fourth one was Lon Chaney Jr. Now the next one would be Lon Chaney Jr. And here's
then would be Bela Lugosi in his one and only run.
Yeah.
And after that,
here's the thing. The typical way we always see Frankenstein walk came from the fourth one with Lon Chaney Jr. It was because of the makeup and everything, because he wasn't originally supposed to be playing the part. He came in. He sort of was brought in last second.
Yeah.
So the makeup and prosthetics on him was not the right size and everything. So he's kind of walking blind. So when you see him like walking with his like that
hands
very
outstretched,
hands outstretched, he's literally kind of walking blind as he's doing it. And that's what became the iconic Frankenstein walk.
And they would carry on with that into the Wolfman meets Frankenstein.
Yes, exactly. Where I think he reprised the role of the monster in Wolfman versus the Frankenstein. They had Bela Lugosi reprise his role as Dracula.
All right, back to the game.
Sorry,
Larson, I don't know what my thoughts on this discussion are. I don't get to talk on my own streams, and also I've never seen these movies.
When me and Omadon get onto a subject, we get carried away.
We're moving. What can we say? It's like my subject of knowledge is movies, and so it's
movies and comic books. That's where we get carried away.
Yeah, it's like there's a reason for why these movies stand the test of time and such. It's like, and it's always funny because a lot of people don't realize where a lot of like pop culture comes from. Is a lot of these movies, and they misremember them. I mean, that's why everybody always thinks the monster is Frankenstein, when it's the doctor who's Frankenstein, and the monster's name is actually Adam.
Yeah, if he's given a name at all in the movie, I don't think he's ever given a name.
Not in the movies, but in the book he was called Adam, and I think even in Mary Shelley's Frankenstein movie with Robert De Niro, he was even said to be Adam as the name.
Rant about Dracula Untold for a bit. You know what? I have not seen it.
It's not that good. There's some good parts to it, but again, it's like trying to make Vlad Tepes a nice person. And I'm sorry, but Vlad Tepes was a monster.
He's a very nice impaler.
Oh God, You want to
Well,
hear a fun...
actually, there are speculations that the impaling thing was actually just stuff that his critics who did not like him would constantly say,
propaganda lies.
yeah, just like when it came to Catherine the Great sleeping with giant animals to be fulfilled. That's a lot. That came from her detractors after
Yeah, they
her
were
death.
actually very small animals. Thank you very much.
No. It's like because like they spread the lie that like she died trying to pleasure herself with a horse. And in actuality, she died of I think it was a heart attack or an aneurysm while on the can.
Because of the horse.
Hey.
No, she was taking a shit and had an aneurysm or something
My
like
neighbor asked me why I'm limping down the road.
I mean, like one of the people who constantly talked shit about her was her uncle.
Yeah.
Ivan the Terrible. It was like nobody liked that fucking bastard. He talked shit about every one of his heirs, killed a few of his kids and everything. It's like he was a monster and a half of a person.
You might even say he was terrible.
Yes.
Hey.
Yes.
I'm trying to remember. There was another. Wasn't Dracula Untold, but it was another movie that took the same concept, which was basically took Vlad the Impaler, and then by the end he is Dracula, the vampire.
Bram Stoker's Dracula.
No, it was something else that came after that, and it wasn't that. It wasn't Dracula Untold. It was somewhere in between that, but they
Come on, little guy, you can do it.
Dracula.
If you ever watch Count Dankula on YouTube in his Mad Lad series, his one on Vlad the Impaler is amazing. He says, geez, looking at the history of Vlad the Impaler, the literary Dracula is kind of a pussy.
Oh yeah. It's like Vlad the Impaler is like, again, like I say, it's like we're not exactly sure if he was actually doing that or if that was just like a lot of rumors and lies spread by his detractors, because he had a lot of detractors who despised him, mainly because of the woman he married. There was a lot of the church and such, and
I think this may be it, called Dark Prince: The True Story of Dracula.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
But the thing is the actual Vlad Tepes, he was a real piece of shit. Like he basically, well, for one, it was the the Turks that kind of
true story. Yeah.
The Turks actually kind of made him the monster that he was.
Oh yeah, I will say, going back to what I mentioned.
Just a second though, Larson.
Oh yeah.
Why is it always the true story? Because the true story, quote unquote, is the movie version of clickbait article titles.
I remember there was another movie back in the late 70s. It was called Frankenstein: The True Story, and it was one of the ones that probably the one that comes the closest to Mary Shelley's original book in its depiction.
That's a sad thing. It's like we don't get more like book accurate versions. We get a lot of these very far off versions.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, and this is funny. What we have perceived for years as the image of the Frankenstein monster.
Yeah, it's not. He's just really described.
Well, and that image is the creation and property of Universal. That's why in other ones, it doesn't look like that, because legally they can't. The flat top hairdo and the electrodes in the neck. Yeah.
But the thing is he was basically supposed to look like a patchwork person.
Yeah.
Because he was literally like different human parts stitched together.
Yeah.
And the body for the parts was actually from a hung criminal.
Yeah.
A freshly hung criminal.
Hey, you guys have fresh parts.
Yeah, I will say that
was supposed to be a huge guy, so it's just like that's why they used his body for that.
I will say the Frankenstein: The True Story does differ one thing in that the depiction in the book was that first seeing him, he looks like basically death warmed over. In that one, he looks like a normal. He looked like a normal human being, but the process starts deteriorating, and he becomes looking more monstrous as it goes along.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, buddy, you can do it.
The whole point of the book is Frankenstein was playing God.
Yeah.
Frankenstein the doctor, not the
yeah,
creature,
yeah. He was playing God, and that's the whole point. It's like he was going into the domain that man is never meant to go. Is to succumb to his hubris of trying to be God and replace him.
And one person said not only usurping the role of God, but usurping the role of woman is being the giver of life.
Life, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's both really though, but she's the one that carries the term. So.
Yeah. Well, this is the one. I mean, this was written by a woman, so I can kind of see, like, yeah.
Funny enough, when you look at it, it's like the Mary Shelley's Frankenstein and Bram Stoker's Dracula were the first two books about undead.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying like we didn't have fairy tales and such before, but I mean they were like the two first versions of like undead stories. I mean, literally, Frankenstein's monster is a zombie.
Yeah.
A science-created zombie.
Right.
Whereas Dracula is literally an undead, unfeeling creature.
Larson has a point. Carmilla, Sheridan LaFanu's short story.
I've never heard
about
of
that. It's a vampire story, and I didn't know it predated Dracula, but it's been done as movie versions. The most well known was the 1970 Hammer horror movie, The Vampire Lovers.
Yeah, and then you have when you look at like when it comes to books about immortals. I mean, you gotta look at the Strange Case of Dorian Gray.
No, yeah, that's an interesting thing about that. Talking about the Universal horror movies and where horror movies went. I mean, the first biggest ones were based on literary works, Dracula and Frankenstein.
1800s literary works, mind you.
And to an extent, of course, you had The Invisible Man and Phantom of the Opera, but stuff like The Mummy and The Wolfman and all those basically things. Yeah, those were folklore and superstitions.
Well, the thing is.
But how they made that into a movie?
When you look at them, the Universal monster movies, you have the only ones that weren't based off of 1800s books was the Creature from the Black Lagoon and the Mummy.
Yeah, and the Wolfman, because that was not really a Wolfman.
True, the Wolfman as well.
Yeah, and that's the thing. At least with the Mummy and the Wolfman, you had superstition and folklore that work off of that. Yeah, Creature was totally homegrown. Yeah, that was a completely original thing.
Well, the thing is you gotta look at it like this. I look at it as you have 3 movies that are based off of books from the 1800s.
Yeah.
And then 3 movies that are based. And 3 movies that are based off of things that were happening around the 1800s and the early 20th century.
Yeah. Now that's the thing. Creature came about in the 50s, and that's like the atomic age.
It's like, no, but I'm saying it's like you gotta look at what the inspiration is.
Yeah.
Because the early part of filmmaking was really in the early part of the 20th century.
Yeah.
And a lot of that was actually exploring out into because that's where a lot of people got their ideas of the world and such an experience like the rest of the world because they didn't travel a lot. And so it's like going to an exotic place and seeing something you've never seen.
Yeah.
Black Lagoon. Or something that was big was Egyptology in the 1910s and 1900s and 1920s.
Yep.
And hence why you had like a lot of architecture and such. It was kind of very reminiscent of the Egyptian stuff.
Yeah.
And so they played on that. When you look at the Wolfman, you did have a lot of cases of madness and such that eventually, in the early part of the 20th century, where you had a lot of like studies into like into the psyche of people, you had like clinical lycanthropy.
Yeah.
And it's like and a lot of that, lot of stuff into the psyche was a lot of the early part of the 20th century, from the 1900s to the 1920s. So it again, as well as when you're looking at when all these movies are made, is between the 30s and the 50s, where you had a lot of scientific advancement happening in testing and such like that. So it's perfect time for things like the creature from the Black Lagoon, the Wolfman, the Frankenstein's monster, the Invisible Man, was for that science fiction of people going into realms that we were never meant to go into and exploring and looking at the madness that can bring. Oh my god, it's the first thing that actually looks like a creature.
First creature that got made of paper.
Oh my god, it's paper mites.
How do you think they go with tartar sauce?
Crunchy.
And then you mix that with things that like the old world mixing with the new world.
Yeah.
It's another theme you look at. It's like look at the story of Dracula. You have this old world creature coming into the modern, well, for the 1800s of
modern at the time.
The modern day. You have the modern men, messing with the realm of science where they shouldn't be messing. Mm-hmm. You had, again, with like Creature of Black Lagoon, modern man going into the ancient world and what comes about from that. Again, you look at Wolfman, you have a folklore creature, a werewolf, coming into contact with the modern people of the time. Mm. Into that small town. It's like it's a lot of that type of stuff is themes going on throughout those movies.
Yep. Oh, one last thing. I'm gonna try and get back to the game and not overshadow its Krendar stream after all. But one movie coming out this year I'm interested in. It's called The Last Voyage of the Demeter. And this is going to be set on the crew of the ship that brought Dracula from Transylvania to England. Yeah. So yeah, that's my last thing on that. What are these pill bugs? Kind of look like that.
It was like a month of sea travel, and he basically fed off the crew one by one.
Right. Like the last one they found lashed to the wheel pretty much by his own rosary.
Yeah. And then they found Renfield mad in the hull.
Mm. Okay, whatever it is.
Alright, I'm gonna carry this guy over here if I can.
Woo! Whoop it.
No, I can't. Oh, I'm flying him like a kite now. Oh, bye. Bye. One of them got attached to one of these things earlier, but I'm not sure what's really going on. Grab onto this. attached to him now. Ah. Did that. Now what? Oh. Now what? Oh. Okay, guy.
I'll tell you one upcoming movie
Hey.
I'm looking at. One movie that looks stupid but fun. It's like an action comedy. It's called Shotgun Wedding. Got Jennifer Lopez and Josh Duhamel as a couple on their wedding for this big destination wedding when bad guys arrive and it turns into an action movie. So it's almost like taking the action movie and putting it and splicing it with a rom-com.
Interesting.
Okay, I just heard that. Where'd it go? Aha! That's
Don't put
what
them
I
all
heard.
on the same one.
That's what I'm trying
I
to do.
heard some. I know that what I heard
I mean,
earlier.
don't put them all in the same one. It might make it harder for them to move.
Maybe.
Lordy song call. No, I did not know that,
Yeah.
Larson.
There's
Don't listen
one
to Lordy
walking
stuff.
behind him that you can attach them
Yeah.
to.
I was
Oh
trying to see
god,
if I
the one
could topple them over with enough of them or something. But it's probably not what I'm supposed
one-
to do.
trailer I've been seeing a lot lately is for the new M. Night Shyamalan movie. Knock at the
Ding Dong's
Cabin.
making a new movie?
Yeah, Knock at the Cabin. Basically,
yeah.
a family on vacation are being held hostage by 4 strangers who said that one of them must be sacrificed
Tries to
to
save
prevent the
world.
apocalypse.
Yeah. And they had
Dave
to choose
Bautista's in it.
themselves who they were going to sacrifice.
Yeah, you have to decide who's going to die. Dave Bautista's in it.
Yeah.
Shotgun divorce, Larson?
And
Yeah.
of course, the family is a gay couple and their adopted daughter.
Yeah. Now one that seemed to come out of nowhere. They're doing this movie Marlowe, so it's based on the old detective Philip Marlowe detective novels. It's like I liked those.
Just as long as they never let what's his name there? I don't know why I always blank on his name. The one from Die Hard.
Bruce Willis.
Yes, thank you. It's just as long as they never let him fucking do another remake of
What?
Death Wish?
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't see that. Wasn't that Eli Roth that made that?
There was no need to make a remake. I'm sorry. Nobody's ever going to think of anybody but Charles Bronson in Death Wish.
Yep. Let's see.
It's like saying that you can see anybody but Peter Sellers as Inspector Clouseau.
I tell you one.
You all right here?
One thing that's coming out, and I almost thought that sounds like it ought to be like one of the movies from the Asylum, you know, like Sharknado or something like that, but it's not. And that's that's coming out. Cocaine Bear.
What?
Yeah, it's
That's a movie that's
drugs,
coming out.
Some drugs dropped from a drug shipment, and literally
Yeah,
literally
this-
a grizzly bear finds it and gets
I remember that.
drugged out on the cocaine.
Yeah, it actually happened, but this is it's a horror.
No,
movie.
this I'm talking about the movie version, not the actual.
Well, there was an actual thing that happened.
Yeah,
there was
I know. But it didn't go on like a murderous rampage. It got drugged out and then they put it down. But I mean, it's just like
it's
this
basically
movie
done
is
as
just
a dark
hilarious.
comedy, and
Yes.
the movie is.
Oh
boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
Oh God, I want to see. It comes out like I think on the 24th or 28th of February.
Yeah.
I just want to see it. It's too good of a thing to pass up.
Yeah.
Pure comedy gold.
We got the convoy of living kites going on here, but I'm not sure.
You know,
this
you
guy's
know what?
not moving.
You know what song needs to be sung right now? Butterfly in the sky. Take a look. It's in a book.
But you don't have to take my word for it.
I think it's because you keep attaching it to his feet instead of to his ass. That's why he's stuck.
I'm not sure.
So you're attaching it to his side.
They're doing a sequel to Meg. About the giant shark.
Yeah, that American Chinese made film.
Meg. Let's see.
Yeah, it was an American Chinese production.
And apparently, Super Mario won't be the only video game adapted movie this year. They're doing with Gran Turismo. I ain't kidding. I mean, it's gonna be
for Speed and
this is pretty much like this is gonna be like an actual auto racing, like with an actual set within a league or whatever. Those are kind of nice too. If you ever saw movies like Rush or Le Mans, or even Days of Thunder.
And Larson, you know the answer to that question.
Oh, they're doing another Equalizer movie. Yeah, they're doing another Expendables movie. An actual Expendables movie, not the one they were gonna do that was like a all-female led one that got pulled.
Weren't moving. You didn't have these guys leading them.
There's gonna be another Saw movie.
Okay, now can I detach these guys safely down here now? I think so.
And some they're waiting. They're waiting for the thumper to attract a sandworm.
Basically.
Childhood.
You're free.
Free. Oh yeah, well.
Oh, there's one trapped over here still. There's one more. Alright. Need some more little ones. Yeah. Excuse me, I need to borrow your child. Down there! Go! No?
No.
Hey. You. You want it? He's delicious. Go have some crab veal. I got one more down here. There. You. Down he goes.
Mm.
And these ones too. Throwing children off the cliff, the game.
Nay, yeet!
You are free.
Fuck you, and fuck you in particular.
Weird little puzzle game. Oh, we're having one of these, aren't we?
Oh
shit.
God, this. I was
Teleporting up here
talking.
with me. Hello, fellows.
I was talking yesterday to Kai and Az, and okay, Red Letter Media basically did a thing where they destroyed over 100 VHS tapes of an obscure 1987 movie to increase the value of their final copy, which they sold on eBay for $80,000. The movie in question, Nuki.
Oh
Never
dear
heard of it.
God, it's a god
Yes,
awful movie.
the bad E.T. ripoff.
One
many
of
from the
no,
era.
one of the.
One of the, yeah, there was a bunch, but that was the one that's the most notorious. I made a comment about
You've
that.
you never seen any of the E.T. porn movies, then?
Oh, I've heard of them. I've seen Brad Jones riff on them, but you had that, of course, fucking Mac and Me and all that shit. But
Yeah.
That
At
glowing
least
finger
Mac
must
and
get
me.
busy.
At least Mac and Me is enjoyable on a different note.
oh, Nuki doesn't have that. So
I know Nuki. I've seen Nuki. It's god awful.
One of the things that's funniest is when I said, they sold the VHS copy of Nuki for $80,000, and I said, man, probably the only time in history that movie ever made that much money.
Basically, you want to think of Nuki. Think of the movie Meatballs, but with a crappier cast and an alien
that is either.
Oh, Meatballs, the original Meatballs, and there were several sequels, but the original was set in a summer camp. It was a comedy. The lead counselor played by Bill Murray, so that ought to tell you something.
And the thing is all the Meatball movies are set in the camp. But the thing is basically when you're looking at Nuki, you're looking at that, but with a weird alien, just comes in at the beginning, comes in at the end, and just kind of wanders around with everybody, just kind of just goes with the flow with everybody, and the kids kind of get him to do shit. There's a boxing match between the two camps. I don't know why. They keep referring to one of the guys having a nickname because he's got like a big sausage or something. The girls are going wild for him. It's like, oh, it's god awful. It is really awful. And it basically looks like the E.T. with Down syndrome. That's what Nuki looks like.
Oh no.
The funniest thing is that is one of the more popular of Brad Jones' Cinema Snob movie videos on YouTube. In fact, that was when he did all those E.T. knockoffs, the more mainstream and the porn ones. Same thing he did with all the Sasquatch movies, mainstream and porn ones.
Who's Brad Jones?
He runs Stone Gremlin Productions on YouTube. He does his regular series, The Cinema Snob.
Oh, I've heard of the Cinema Snob. I've never seen him.
He's kind of a buddy of Doug Walker from Channel Awesome and all that. But yeah, his stuff is hilarious. His character, the Cinema Snob, is great. And in fact, at one
like
point,
he was trying to do the critic from that 90s show.
with the critic, yeah.
It stinks.
I'd say, kind of.
That sounds like that's what he's doing.
The character that A few years ago, he actually did an animated series called Lloyd, which was based on his pet Siamese cat Lloyd, but they put him in sort of like a spoof of like the old Private Eye series. But each episode was based on a movie or genre of movies that the cinema snob has riffed on. One was based on the E.T. knockoffs, and the name of it was Dookie. So after Dookie, he did one based on the Sasquatch movies, one based on the jungle horror movies like Cannibal Holocaust and all those.
Oh, God.
So,
the less said about Cannibal Holocaust, the better.
Oh, come on. That thing was a crazy movie, and it's fun. And you might say it was the original found footage movie.
Nobody needs to remember Cannibal Holocaust.
Oh, come on. The Ruggero Deodato who made that, he passed away last week.
Look. I'll let you watch Cannibal Holocaust, but at the same time, I'm going to make you look at every one of Christian Weston Chandler's wonderful, unlike comics as pure torture for that.
Oh my God,
Don't
those are
know
awful.
that one. Who is that?
Well,
Chris Chan.
Yeah. Well, at least you knew Cannibal Holocaust was fake.
Yes.
Chris Chan shit was real.
Yes, but if I'm going to suffer
Real
with
bad.
Cannibal Holocaust, you're going to suffer with Christian.
Well, Deodato didn't just do,
What the fuck?
cannibal movies. That was the most known ones, but he's done others as well. Some of which I actually like.
I understand. It's just Cannibal Holocaust is so god awful.
Well, hey, somebody must have believed it well and thought it was real enough, because Deodato and the film crew got pulled into court and had to prove that people weren't actually killed on
Larson.
screen.
If that looked real. It's like saying you look at Night of the Living Dead and think any of those people eating fried chicken there look like they were actually eating human flesh.
You ever seen the original fucking The Hills Have Eyes?
Oh God, yeah.
The part where they're supposedly eating the dad of the little traveling family, they said it was a roasted leg of lamb. And I said as opposed to a roasted leg of Stan.
Has my favorite. Yes, I remember the original Hills Have Eyes because it has my favorite biker teacher that you can't talk about, otherwise you'll get fired. If you get that reference.
Yeah, and
you ever seen Weird Science?
Nope.
yeah,
The guy who played the character in Hills Have Eyes.
yeah.
He's one of the bikers that's brought in everything. And when they scare him off, he goes like, "Oh, don't tell anybody. I'm a teacher by day, and I don't want to get fired." Or something
Yeah,
like that.
fucking Michael Berry, but yeah.
Yes.
What's funny about that was the way they're all just tucking into that meat in there. Said, yeah, it'd been a long shoot, and we hadn't really broken for lunch or anything, so yeah.
Now, if you want to look at something that's a little more real, look none other than the Conan the Barbarian, the original movie from '82.
Oh yeah.
That scene where he's crucified on the tree of woe, that vulture was literally a vulture body that they found around there. They basically cleaned out the guts and just stuffed it up and sewed it up. And basically, the prop guy said, "Do not breathe in." When he was going to go and bite, when he bites the vulture, because they had like the little mechanical vulture head that was doing that, and then it cuts to him when he bites the body. Because the thing is vulture heads, because literally after they cut, washed his mouth out like repeatedly. Because vulture heads are full of viruses and
I can
bacteria
imagine
and such from all the dead bodies that they eat, and the fact that they shit on themselves.
What was the other one? Oh, that's one of the many crazy things that happened on the set of that. The part where Conan's father gets taken down by the dogs. Actor William Smith said, yeah, the dogs they'd hired to do that, apparently somebody not really timed the time of the season, and that dog was in heat, and when they get in heat, they're particularly nasty.
Yeah.
Said, I got drugged for several feet by that thing.
I still love when the animal rights the Society for Animal Rights was getting on their case for like you put those horses through those punji sticks, like those punji sticks are not real. Yes, they are solid. Did you see the guy? And their thing was like, did you see the actor who went through those punchy sticks? Yeah, he went first. You think he's dead?
Oh, that's fucking John Milius. He is. That man's nuts.
The thing is, they were going to shut them down for that. And it's like, look, the actor's right here. You think if he's not injured, you think that horse was injured by their foam?
Yeah.
It's like the people thought they were real.
Well, they cared a lot more about that stuff after
about the horses.
Well, yeah, they cared a lot. They cared a lot more about that after fucking Michael Cimino actually did kill horses, and at least one actor on the set of Heaven's Gate.
Yeah. Well, let's not even mention the questionable things that happened with the production of Milo and Otis.
Really?
There was a lot of dogs and cats reportedly that might have been killed, but because the director hid a lot of stuff, and it was like, but there was a lot of people that said that there was stuff that there was a lot of cats and dogs that were killed. I mean, look at some of the scenes where they actually have like the dog like right up against the bear, and it's like it's not edited or anything. No, this is. Yeah, there was a lot of scenes where it's like you actually see a cat go off a cliff. It's not like a dummy. It's like that's a cat. It's squirming as it's going off a cliff into ocean water, breaking against rocks.
That's fucked.
Yeah, well, the thing is it was the director got a lot of flack for it. It was a Japanese director.
Yeah.
No, the thing is nobody could get him because nobody can prove that the AIM misdeeds were done, and that's the problem.
Well, remember they got on the what was it when they made the first Beastmaster movie, and the tiger, apparently dye they put in its fur, it was toxic, and the tiger died from it.
Yeah, that's why any of the sequels and TV show, the tiger was never dyed.
Regular colored, yeah.
Yeah. Also, for some reason, they when they did the TV show, they used a bald eagle instead of an actual eagle, like an eagle that the other eagle that they used.
Yeah. Going back to Apocalypse Now, that scene at the end was for real when they slaughtered that water buffalo.
Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things when you look back at some of those.
And well, talk about going back to Cannibal Holocaust, the part where some animals actually get killed on screen. Now, mind you, they didn't just kill them. Well, they killed them as part of the movie, and also they didn't go to waste. They went to feed the cast and crew, and hell, in the case of the monkeys that get killed, those were to buy off some of the locals to not interfere with production.
Well,
like here's some monkey meat.
We'll get an idea what you think with 1 million BC, where you literally had like lizards and such with
gators
and baby alligators with fins glued to them.
Oh yeah,
and literally killing each other on the film.
Yeah, and they keep using that footage in so many other movies.
God, yes.
Everything from Robot Monster to King Dinosaur.
Oh God, yes. And the thing is like they're not the only movie that did that. The term is referred to as Slurposaurus.
Yeah.
Where you had like animals that were used in place of like dinosaurs, because they did do a version of the Lost World, I think in the late 50s or like 1960, where they did the Slurposaurus thing again. But it's actual their own footage, I still remember they had like a lizard with a fin on its head and like stegosaurus plates on its back, and calling that a triceratops. And they had like an alligator with horns taped to its head and the fin, and calling that a tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
But the thing is like you actually do see the animals actually kill each other on film, and it's not fake. They actually kill each other. And the thing is that, 1 million BC, a lot of that footage that you see passed around to other films is either the scenes that you see in that shot, or some of the shots, or extended versions from those scenes.
Yeah.
Because I know dinosaurs even use, like, when they were talking about like people like there's a wrestling match, and it's literally that scene from 1 million BC. Because it's so iconic and it's so used that it's gotten used like hundreds of times in the course of films. It's like one of the most iconic things used in cinema is that scene.
Yeah.
I mean, even when they did, when Hammer did the remake, Ray Harryhausen actually did an homage to that by having that iguana just supersized chasing the guy into a cave.
Yeah.
And it's literally was just an homage. The rest of it was like stop motion, or they did have like a spider eating a cricket that was like supersized. But I mean, like the rest of it is just people looking like Monkey Man, or just a bunch of stop motion stuff.
Yeah. It said that I'm reading this on about that. Yeah, SPCA ban. Yeah, that's what led to it, and they actually give a whole list of movies that use the stock footage from one of the NBC.
Yeah. Oh God, there was like 30 of them at least that did that.
Yeah.
It's like King Dinosaur was one.
Whether they're spliced in as part of the movie, or hell, just somebody watching it on a TV, like in Terror Vision.
Yeah, it's just thrown in there for as reference.
Yeah.
And then of course, let's see. There was the 50s version of Journey to the Center of the Earth, where they glued on to
right.
The iguana's fins and called them Dimetrodons.
Dimetrodons, yeah, that one.
Which makes me laugh because, oh God.
Well, it was the 50s. Who knew?
Yeah.
Like people actually picked up a science book at that time. It's like, oh, look at a big lizard. Let's watch.
That's expecting Hollywood to ever pick up a science book.
Yeah. But I think they were mainly counting on the folks like, well, we haven't. Probably they haven't either.
True. Although, actually, a lot of people just will probably have looked at it stupidly, because, like, I'm sorry, you're not going to look at Alice, an alligator baby with horns and a fin taped to it and call that Tyrannosaurus, and nobody's going to take that shit seriously.
Oh God, Teenage Caveman. I remember that.
Oh God, that was another one. Yeah, God. You know what I love?
A year or two ago.
No, this was one from like the 50s or 60s.
Yeah, 58. That had Robert Vaughn, pre-Man from U.N.C.L.E., and it has
had a new caveman movie.
Yeah. The title's been used like a few other times for other movies, but they're not.
I don't know what the title was. I'm just saying it was a movie about. I was a teenage
caveman. Oh, you're talking about the Croods?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
But I remember in this one, like all of a sudden, when they always end up with somebody inventing something we know today, Teenage Caveman, like by smacking into a tree branch, suddenly he invents the bow and arrow.
But oh God, you know what? My favorite, like I think it came out in 59 or 60, is Dinosaurus. It's a hilariously stupid, cheesy movie. like this like I think it's like some Hispanic island, I think like off of Costa Rica or something.
Yeah.
And they find in like the waters near the beach, like frozen in the ice cold waters, they find a Tyrannosaurus and a Brontosaurus. And
Yeah.
there's also a caveman that was also frozen in the block of ice. It is hilarious. And I think the funniest person in that movie is the guy who was playing the caveman. that guy had some comic chops for what he was doing. And honestly, one of the best scenes to ever see. The Tyrannosaurus fighting a forklift, not forklift, bulldozer. Hilarious to watch.
What is it?
Hilarious movie if you've never seen it. It's got some low grade stop motion in it, but it's just funny. Not as bad as the stop motion in King Dinosaur, but still pretty low budget stop motion.
Oh yeah, what's funny is, and this was, I don't know where this trend in the early 90s of doing comedy movies with dinosaurs in them. What was that one? We're Back. And then there was Prehysteria.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. We're Back was actually very loosely based off a children's book.
There was Tammy and the T-Rex.
Oh God, who doesn't remember? Well, technically, he wasn't really a dinosaur, but a robot made to look like a Tyrannosaurus.
What was that one? Theodore Rex. Can't forget that one.
Oh God, that abomination.
That awful thing.
I still remember the pervy dinosaur that was looking at Whoopi Goldberg in the bar.
Yeah. I don't know what's less believable, the intelligent talking dinosaur or Whoopi as a super cop.
Yeah.
Well, she was an android, but I mean, it's like she was the most unlikable character in that movie.
Well, that led to that's Whoopi. She led to becoming a very unlikable person now.
The movie was a prelude to things to come.
I don't know. Like I said, what is it? Comedians grow up to be some of the worst, dumbest people.
A lot of them really have, haven't they?
When they turn into activists, that's when like.
The only ones I could think of that didn't do that when they got older was like George Carlin.
Yeah, well, George Carlin was always like that. That was his act. Originally, just social commentary.
Robin Williams was always a great guy, no matter.
Oh yeah, fucking.
Unfortunately, he took his own life. That's the thing that sucks.
Yeah.
Butterfly in the sky.
Norm Macdonald, Gilbert Gottfried. They just did what they were doing. Completely tasteless humor, and running on that forever.
Yeah. And of course, you also had I want to think of the name. I can't think of it off the top of my head. And that's what bugs me is
Blast, I think you're a little bit confused. You just said comedy and humor and Norm Macdonald in the same sentence.
I like Norm Macdonald shit. That man is like, you'll be like, oh God, that's funny.
The last thing he
terrible but funny.
Yeah, Norm Macdonald. The last thing he was working on was the amorphous blob on the Orville.
Yeah, but his
I've
humor.
Never seen that.
You at first.
Oh, it's good. It's good.
You first cringe and then you laugh. Oh, of course, don't forget his role as the pigeon on the Mike Tyson mysteries.
Actually, no, I don't think he's ever made me react in any way at all.
I don't know.
You know, another one that was older and I missed him after his wife went buggy nutty on him.
Yeah.
Is God, why am I? You know the one who played Arnold's antagonist in
in Jingle All the Way. Not Sinbad, but the other one there from Saturday Night Live.
I hadn't seen that movie in so damn long. I can't.
Yeah, the guy who's always was good at playing like the prick.
Oh, Phil Hartman?
Yeah.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah. He was great, and then his wife ended him. Literally.
Yeah. That was the thing. You know, there's certain projects, certain shows, or whatever, that, like, when they lose one person, it's almost like there's no point in carrying on. And unfortunately, Phil got killed while he was doing the sitcom News Radio, and it just really never recovered. They tried replacing him with John Lovitz, and I'm sorry.
Oh God, no.
Much as I like some of John's stuff,
they're very different styles. These guys.
Yeah.
Of course, then you can't.
I have no idea what to do here.
Of course, that's also News Radio where we got frickin' Joe Rogan from.
Ew.
Yeah, he started out as a comedian and an actor. He played like the.
And now he's just a joke.
Like he was like the technician at the station, and he was always building some new gadget or something in there.
Do you hate Joe Rogan?
Joe Rogan.
Hate's a strong word. I'm just not big on him.
Yeah, like I said, the comedian who wants to become an activist now. He kind of fell into that as well.
Mm-hmm.
His just was on the far right rather than far left, as most comedians do. Of course, that's all. News Radio is also where most people start seeing Andy Dick from, and holy shit, that guy! Talk about somebody in a far fall.
Oh man,
I don't know why anybody ever liked Andy Dick. He's never been funny.
He worked in the role of News Radio, basically playing the big nerd, which worked for him there. But other than that, of course, then his own.
You know my favorite role Andy Dick ever played?
What's that?
Going to jail?
The lion. No, besides that, the lion that got killed in Lion King 2: Simba's Pride.
Oh.
By getting crushed by a bunch of logs.
No.
Who doesn't love that? It's like Andy Dick dies. Yay.
Andy Dick first came up. He was friends with like Ben Stiller and Janine Garofalo. Mm-hmm. I mean, he first showed up when they had that sketch comedy show on Fox.
I never liked Ben Stiller.
I never really
into a Katamari game, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't understand why anybody likes him.
Oh God, no.
Oh my God, it's the Lion King on Broadway.
Oh jeez.
From the day we arrive on this planet.
These guys are just dragging a big tape player.
Gotta have it up on your shoulder, man. Boombox.
Yeah, they are playing the Lion King as they're just tramping through here. Oh, wait, you might want to check if there's a guy riding the elephant, then we could go, Prince Ali, fabulous. Bow your head, show some respect, down to one knee. Brush off your Sunday salon.
What the fuck is even this game anyway?
Or let's see. Yeah, that too.
Oh, sorry. What's that you say over on? It's time to bring out the gladiators.
Oh.
No. It's time to bring out the classic Dumbo. I see an elephant.
I mean, that is the origin of that song. It was a gladiator song.
Yeah. Well,
one second.
Which is bizarre.
Hell, one song that used to be a big presentation at Buckingham Palace, like the changing of the guards or at any big ceremony there. They had to stop doing it when it became better known as the intro music for Monty Python's Flying Circus.
Yeah. They really ruined that for anybody serious, didn't they?
Well, it wasn't even originally for either. It was an old John Philip Sousa song called Liberty Bell March.
Well, hell, when you think merry-go-round broke down, what's the first thing you think of?
Warner Brothers, Looney Tunes.
And all theirs is like a sped up version of the actual song.
This guy's just dancing. Check him out. He's like, I don't want to go anywhere, I just want to dance.
Yep.
Pump up the jam, pump it up. Get body feet are bumping.
Oh,
Get your body
God.
bumping on the dance floor.
I never saw that. Like, you know what? I've never really watched the original Space Jam.
What does that have to do with anything I was singing?
I thought you were saying Space Jam. Well, the jam, and welcome to the jam. Oh.
That was not the Space Jam. No,
I
sir.
was looking at something.
I was saying pump up the jam. Pump
Oh,
it up.
that's what I was saying. That was Technotronic. Hey, that's close.
That's not techno. Good God, man.
You're hurting my feelings. I feel older.
Man, and welcome to the
The
jam.
jam. Come on and slam. I actually have a poster of the original movie.
I remember when they did a revival showing of that. That was a couple of years before they put the new one out. And guys did a review, and we just started like, wow, that movie didn't age well.
I just hate the fact that they're so gung-ho on everything that they got rid of Pepe Le Pew. It's like, come on, how did you get rid of Pepe Le Pew? There's nothing wrong with him.
They tried to get rid of or change Speedy Gonzalez, and Gabriel Iglesias was blushing and says, I don't fucking think so.
Yeah.
You guys have kind of gotten rid of Slowpoke Rodriguez. You're going to get rid of Speedy Gonzalez, another favorite character? I always loved Slowpoke Rodriguez because he walked slow, but he carried a big gun.
Right.
I don't remember him exist. I don't remember that guy at all.
Yeah, he was Speedy Gonzalez's cousin.
He only appeared in a couple of Speedy Gonzalez cartoons.
Yeah.
The first one were these two cats trying to catch Speedy, and after failing, one mentions Slowpoke Rodriguez, and the one immediately takes off after him. The other one tries to stop him, but too late, because then he snatched up Slowpoke and kaboom! And he's got this huge pistola in his hand. I said, that's the thing I had to tell you. Slowpoke Rodriguez, he pack a gun.
Yeah.
And Slowpoke Rodriguez was always like walking like really super slow, going.
Yeah. And a later cartoon where he'd come to visit his cousin Speedy, and Sylvester's trying to catch him, and at the very end, when he does catch him,
and blasts him in the face with it.
fucking hypnotizes him, and now he's serving the both of them.
Got a new critter here, some sort of gemstone crab thing.
For a minute there, I thought it had like a bunch of like of like those PlayStation controllers.
Yeah. All mashed together.
Yeah, just like piled on his back. Oh man.
All right, I need a third dude fella over here. You guys want to chase this around? No? How about this? Anybody want this? Need more slaves.
Oh dear.
Oh man.
Hey, who doesn't?
Oh man. Oh, one sec, I'll be right back.
How do I get people over here? Maybe I can just pick one up. Can I grab one of these guys, or are they too heavy? Yeah. Come here. Come here. They're too heavy. How do I...
Okay, I'm back.
Oh, maybe I just block the water.
No, oh man, when I think of something I love thinking of is you want to talk about some of the worst tragedies in crap Hollywood is pulled. Then let's look at movies like the what was it? I believe it was The Last Days of Pompeii. There's one movie like that where they basically flooded the stage.
Yeah.
Killed like 10, 15 people, and injured like another like 39, all extras.
Yeah.
They literally flooded the stage. It was like supposed to be like the town game just destroyed in epic flood, and literally killed so many injured a lot of extras and killed a few of them.
Damn.
Worst one of the worst things Hollywood has ever done was the death that they caused. The
How
director
did they even do that?
Because they were trying to
How? How did it happen?
They flooded the stage to make
Like
it look
purposely?
like the scene was supposed to be like a massive flood going through this Roman city. And, like, tons of people actually got injured and died. Worst thing that ever happened.
This way, buddy. You can do it.
Can do it. You can do it. God. God.
I'm having flashback to the old Tony Little
Rob Schneider.
workout. You could do it.
No, I think of like the old workout routines. I think of good old oh God, what was his name? Richard Simmons.
Oh yeah.
All right, let's do it. Yeah.
But the thing is, Tony Little, he looked the part. He looked like a big jock bro.
Oh please, he never looked like a jock, bro.
Tony Little? Yes, he did.
I didn't say Tony Little. I said.
And that's what. And I will counter that with saying Tony Little looked like a big jock bro. He looked like a guy who'd make you do exercises. And like, you could do it.
Richard Simmons was that small gay
Oh, he
guy
was the opposite of that.
Yeah, he was that small gay guy that was just like taking like the 900-pound ladies and saying, "Come on, ladies, you can dance to the oldies and sweat."
That was the kind of point of his thing was, see, he had been fat.
Yeah.
And he slimmed down to be able to do anything, so that was his point.
I used to have one of those videos. It's literally just trying to dance around a chair.
Oh, God. I remember my mother tried. There used to be a show in the 80s that's called the 20-Minute Workout. It's basically kind of like aerobic, jazzercise thing and hot.
Yeah.
My mother, and she probably was
Morning workout shows, yeah.
only about her 40s, not even her 40s then, but my dad said he tried that once, never again. She was like, she said, spent the rest of the day like fucking Tim Conway's little old man character shuffling around.
Yeah.
Throw up my kayak trying to do that crap. Like I'm supposed to be in my 20s.
Yeah, but yeah, like...
That's the one thing you can always love about Richard Simmons was just like it was just shitty aerobic dancing to old music, but you know at least it wasn't like trying to break your back doing work.
Oh,
and at least he made it look like it was something people could actually accomplish doing because he was surrounded by like these 900 pound ladies.
So somebody posted this thing about a certain trope they're noticing. And they say it almost in modern movies. So the pictures they've got are, let's see, from the upcoming Last of Us movie, from Obi-Wan. Yeah, it's a TV. TV show. Sorry. There's Obi-Wan with Obi-Wan and little Princess Leia. We've got the Mandalorian.
Fuck that show was god awful.
There's the Mandalorian and Grogu, and then there's Logan with their version X-23 from that movie. And I said, that movie's been around all kind. The first thing I did was find it and post a picture from the Lone Wolf and Cub movie. That's like, yeah, that trope's been around a while.
Where? Oh, wait, hold on. Which Lone Wolf and Cub movie?
Like the movies, you know.
I mean, which one? There was quite a few of them.
Well, the original ones that got made into the Shogun's assassin movies.
I know, but I'm saying there was like a bunch of the Lone Wolf and Cub movies made.
But I'm talking about that series. I guess the original ones, the ones that got remade, that got spliced together as the Shogun assassin movies. Yeah. But as I said, that trope in movies and TV has been around a while.
Oh God, yeah.
So
just like Zatoichi, the blind swordsman.
Yeah, but the thing of the adult and child.
Yeah.
Like kind of interesting.
You can go back to The Kid. If you want to think about that, you can go back to the movie The Kid.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as more of I guess, as an action adventure sort of thing. But now that like I said, the stuff like that. What was that movie with Tom Hanks that sort of did that, but put it in a 30s gangster setting? Perdition.
Yeah, I think that was a Road to Perdition or something like that.
Yeah, that was it. That was almost like a gangster version of Lone Wolf and Cub.
Yeah. Everybody's done the Lone Wolf and Cub scenario.
Yeah.
It's a famous story.
Yeah. I actually have the entire, in the aughts, they did a reprint of the entire Lone Wolf and Cub series from Dark Horse.
Nice. I actually used to have one of the old OG mangas of Lone Wolf and Cub that was that was printed in English. The first volume. Oh man.
You dumb bastard.
I always loved the art style in that book. They had several live action movies, a live action series. They had a couple animated films and an animated, short-lived animated series, I think, as well.
Even the anthropomorphic samurai series, Usagi
Yojimbo has Lone Goat and Kid.
Goat and Kid, yes.
They even have a Zatoichi with Inoichi, the pig. Yeah,
and what's also funny about that is, let me think. That manga I was telling you about that I read, Hell's Paradise, there's a part toward the end which does a little nod to Lone Wolf and Cub at the end with Zatoichi thrown in.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's like when you look at Usagi Yojimbo, it's literally a parody of Yojimbo.
It's definitely a tribute to the old samurai movies of the time.
Yeah, hence why they did all the references to famous mangas and animes. Like he was a big fan of that stuff.
There's a great picture that somebody posted, and I've saved it and put it wherever I can. This is kind of a behind the scenes of the movie Yojimbo. There's Toshiro Mifune in full Ronin garb, but he's smoking a cigarette.
Yeah, he was kind of like the boss back then. God.
Yeah. I said, "What's your mood going to whatever?" And all I showed that picture was a full samurai get up with smoking on a lung dart.
I still remember. I forget if it was Yojimbo or Sanjuro. The last fight with the Ronin that was working.
Oh yeah, the big blood spurt at the end.
Yes, just gushing. It's just
That was
literally geyser of blood
And
just shooting out.
apparently they didn't tell some of the other guys on the set that was going to happen. And I think their reaction was genuinely like, "Oh shit, he cut it for real."
Oh god, that makes me think of Conan the Barbarian, the part with
Hey, Burnswell, do I need this guy to get the cube out, or do I leave the cube here now that I've got the guy moving? I was thinking I need to get, maybe they get the guy down there and he eats the stuff, but maybe I have to burn the stuff? Oh, do I take the parachute and put it on the cube?
yeah, as I was saying, so what was I lost train of thought. We were talking about Yojimbo. And what was it we were saying? Oh yeah. Yeah, that reminds me of in Conan the Barbarian, King Ulrich being played by why am I spacing on that famous actor's name? Max von Sydow.
Yeah.
They Seventh Seal.
He was Ming in the Flash Gordon movie.
Yes, Ming the Merciless.
Fucking hell, man.
He was the old guy that was killed in Star Wars: The Force Awakens at the beginning.
Yeah. That was the last thing he was
Max von Sydow, famous actor. You've seen Conan the Barbarian, right?
No.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, he was King Ulrich in that. They had to cut down that scene a bit because they had problems with the blood bladders in his outfit. That's why he looked so thick and everything, because he was loaded. The first time because there's a scene right after the others leave, is one of his men pulls out one of Thulsa Doom's daggers and stabs him to death. And the first time they shot it, none of the bladders bled out. There's like you couldn't see any blood from them. So they loaded a bunch of new bladders, like overloaded him with bladders. And so the next time they shot it, it's like it was so much blood just shooting out of the bladders. It was just so overkill. It's like we can't do it anymore. It's like we'll just cut this bit out. Yeah, but that's why he looks so like bulky in those furs in his outfit as King Ulrich. It's because he was so loaded with blood bladders. They never could get the stabbing scene to look right. That was the first movie I ever saw with Max von Sydow, and I always loved Max von Sydow. It's like the second movie I ever saw him in was The Exorcist. You've seen The Exorcist, right, Krendar?
Yeah, a long time ago.
He was the old father who had the heart attack.
I don't know.
The one who was he was the one who originally was trying to stop her and let the young guy sit outside, and then the young guy comes in. He had a heart attack trying to exorcise the Pazuzu from the girl. Yeah, but the old guy was Max von Sydow.
All right. Well, the critter seems to be gone, so I guess I don't need the critter back.
Yeah, Max von Sydow is a well-known legendary actor.
So help me out here, Burnswell. The lava cube doesn't seem to be doing anything. What am I supposed to do with it?
Guide it downward?
I mean, I did that, but then nothing happens. Take the lava to the waterfall. What waterfall? Oh, you mean this? Oh, okay. I'm flooding the place out. Okay, I see. I didn't even notice the frozen waterfall. Yellow. Yeah, Bertel, I appreciate the not overhinting. I didn't even notice the waterfall.
Oh my god. I just found out something that just blew my mind.
Becky, look at that butt.
The movie, The Road to Perdition.
Uh-huh.
The one playing the son in that one, right? Guess what he's doing now? He's playing Superman.
Yeah.
In the CW, Superman and Lois.
Mm-hmm.
That's him. What's his name? Tyler Hoechlin, whatever. That was the kid in Road to Perdition. Holy shit. I'm feeling old now.
You remember the original what you got? Invaders from Mars?
Yeah.
You remember when they remade it in the 80s?
Yeah. And they got
Remember
the kid to play in
the cop.
The cop, the new one. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that just blows my mind that it's like, well, the movie was like over 20 years ago, so yeah.
Heck, the shot of like over the hill is still the same shot from the original movie.
Yeah.
Like same place.
Yep. Holy shit. Daniel Craig was in that too? Holy, I forgot that. God, I've got to go back and watch that movie again. It's been so long.
Hey, Burnsville, how much longer is this game, by the way? Just so I know how to do stream timing and whatever. Well, it's getting trippy as hell. Getting. Like it hasn't been the whole time.
The Yeti.
Oh, man.
Can somebody look up howlongtobeat.com and see how long this game is? I just want to know if I should try to finish it now or leave it for next week.
Okay. Oh shit! I gotta sign up for this thing.
No.
Okay. Paper. Main story 3 hours. Main plus extra 4 hours. Completionist 5 hours.
I'm not even sure what extra there even is in this thing.
I don't even know either.
Okay, Burnsville says I'm 2/3 of the way through, maybe. Or I'll see if I can finish this stage, and then we'll, if it's still going, we'll leave the rest for later.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love thinking like some of the old movies.
I like the physics in this game, though. Pretty well animated and everything.
It's always fun to look at like some of like the actors that you never saw them when they were like most people that live nowadays, the young people nowadays will never know what they look like when they were young. Like all those who remember Angela Lansbury rarely remember when she was younger.
Oh yeah. She was in the original version of the Manchurian Candidate.
She was also the original Mrs. Lovitz in the Broadway production of Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, she was also, of course, in the Disney
The
classic Bedknobs and Broomsticks.
Yes, but then you gotta go further back, and she was the spoiled princess in The Court Jester.
Oh, God damn.
Ow!
Oh, I'll tell you one thing, and I've got to find I've seen pictures of this. I have got to find the original. It was a 1960s production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. Among them, let's see, playing our two female leads were Diana Rigg and Helen Mirren, and playing Titania the Fairy Queen was Judi Dench. So, yeah, imagine them in the 1960s. All three of them were like smoking hot.
You ever seen the silent film version of 12th Night? I'm not 12th Night, Midsummer Night's Dream.
I haven't seen a silent film version. I saw one for like the 40s that had like fucking Mickey Rooney in it.
See the silent film one? Oh,
Mickey Rooney
that
was
trippy.
Mickey Rooney was playing Puck. James Cagney plays the donkey guy.
Yeah.
And the Fairy King was played by Victor Jory, who I know best from the old movie serials as the Shadow. It's like.
Personally, I like when Puck helped kill Odin. That was pretty cool.
I think you're thinking of something else, but.
Yeah.
Oh, God! Remember? Have you guys watched? Have you watched American Gods?
Season 1, yes.
No.
Oh God, that was funny, especially when they go to visit Yostra.
When Easter, you mean?
Yeah. Well.
And they meet all of the Jizai.
Right, and then when he's talking about how you do all the work, he gets all the praise, and Jesus like, I feel terrible about this. As Jesus would do.
Oh man!
I really like their choice for who's playing Mr. Wednesday.
Oh God, Ian McShane. That's the character he's played in so many movies and TV shows.
Wait, are you talking about that show Wednesday?
No, his character is named Mr. Wednesday. The show is called American Gods.
Yeah, Mr. Wednesday. He's Odin.
Oh.
Spoilers.
Well, that's
I'm sorry.
If you know who the days are named after, you'd know that anyway.
Yeah,
I'm
most
sorry,
people don't know
American
that.
Gods kind of turned me off when you make a Nazi an abolitionist. That annoyed me.
A what?
I
didn't catch what you said.
They make a Nazi into like some sort of like.
Oh, Anansi, yeah, the African spider god.
Yeah.
The weaver of stories, and he made him like a.
It's like
it
that's
made sense
not
to
a
make him into a tailor, though, didn't it?
Yeah. I do like though.
But the thing is, it's a Nazi. When you look, you know the legends of Nazi. He's a trickster and a selfish piece of shit. That's what he's notorious for. Yeah. It's like, why would he give a shit about any people on a boat?
Yeah. I do like though, like I said, Ian McShane has played. Yeah, did you ever watch Deadwood?
No.
Oh God, his character of Al Swearingen in that. I'd say that and Mr. Wednesday are two of his greatest characters. His one in the John Wick, the one he plays in the John Wick movies is good too, but he just the level of not giving a shit he projects in both of those characters.
I like what they did with him though, because they don't actually reveal who he is for a long time, but they drop a few hints along the way. But you have to know your Norse mythology to pick up on the hints.
Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, knowing that kind of stuff, I knew immediately. Like Wednesday, aha, I get it.
Yeah, but there was more than that too, though, right?
Oh yeah. Fucking Peter Stormare.
Oh, he was such a good Chernobog.
And the funniest thing, if you know about some of his other acting jobs, of course, he was basically playing the devil in Constantine. But going back further, he did these Volkswagen commercials that were hilarious, which was basically making fun of Pimp My Ride. We want to unpimp your vehicle.
Hmm.
And I forgot that was story. Oh,
Another thing that bugged me about American Gods is like you didn't get any of the gods that weren't just like flat out humans.
yeah.
That's what kind of annoyed me. It's like, come on, there's so many pantheons to choose from. Why do you choose always like the most humans of those deities?
Because they have to be acted by humans.
Yeah.
No,
Then again,
you had a lot of deities that didn't look human could actually
fucking Crispin
act like
Glover
people.
chewing up the scenery as always.
Yeah, but okay, there's two reasons why. First off, that would require a lot of costuming or CGI to make non-human looking guys. That would cost a lot more. Secondly, the other reason is because it's that adaptation from a novel.
Yeah.
Although they are adding some people of their own to it. Like the novel never had Hephaestus in it, for example.
Yeah. I'm just saying it's just like that's the thing that annoys me. It's like it's never like any of the other types of gods always like the human ones. Like the most inhuman of the gods that they used was Anansi, because Anansi could actually switch from his human form to a spider form to a mixture form. That was stuff that's actually from the stories of Anansi. He was always a trickster and a piece of shit and a murderer.
Yeah. What was that one?
It's difficult to find a trickster god that's not a piece of shit.
Yeah, but he was just a flat-out murderer as well.
That reminded me of something, and this is talking about an old classic from the comics. All right. They're talking about
Is this
Odin,
turning into 2001: A Space Odyssey now?
Could be. A lot of games seem to end up that way.
I just found a lot of stars underneath an ocean.
There was a There was a.
Hold on a
Okay,
minute,
well
guys.
you
I
get.
think we're getting the guys. I think we're getting the end of the game here. Let's check out what's happening.
Oh yes.
Looks like stuff wiggling in the stars. Yeah, it's all the vines going to a white area.
Actually, it's not stars. It's got all that clearly from the white screen.
That's what I said. Vines going to a white area.
Yeah. Ta-da!
Those are these like squiggly stuff.
Well, from far off, it looked like stars.
Also, there was the radio chatter that sounded like astronaut chatter.
Okay, did you guys see the movie Lucy with Scarlett Johansson? That was crazy.
Yeah, what bullshit movie that is.
Well, it's like this drug basically causes her to evolve.
Yeah, but their version of evolve is like, oh, she's gotta use up more of her brain. It's like, no, you already use up all those parts of your brain.
It's like gone beyond that. It's almost like, what was that Outer Limits episode? The Sixth Finger. Like she's gone beyond the limits of human evolution.
Oh, there we go. We're on the moon now.
She literally became God.
Yeah.
She was beyond the universe itself. She in time.
Somewhere kind of between that and fucking Alan Moore's Miracle Man.
No, she was literally beyond the universe. She in space, time, and everything.
Yeah.
She broke the laws of reality.
Yeah.
She was literally went back to the start of the universe.
She sounds like I was picked to see like
and literally stepped outside of the universe and watched it get created.
It's basically it's almost kind of that was almost kind of like a 2001 Space Odyssey moment.
Kind of. But I mean, their reasoning for it is like, oh, the drug is unlocking 100% of the brain. It's like,
well,
no.
it's a Luc Besson movie. I mean, really, at that point, what do you expect?
Oh, look, it's Earth and the... looks like Earth over there, and we're on the moon.
That's kind of become his stuff is, hell, his movies have evolved beyond that. You know, we started out with La Femme Nikita and Leon the Professional, and now we've got fucking Fifth Element, Lucy, and what was his latest one, Anna.
Mm. This whole time you've been on a trippy version of the moon.
Then again, that's not Scarlet's trippiest of characters.
No,
that
no,
was...
no. I meant the game.
Oh. No, I was
I
still,
found the
I was still
credits.
doing it.
They were over this mountain.
Woo. Well, that's crazy.
Paper Beast.
I said
It was
that's not
fucking weird.
That was not Scarlet's craziest movie. That would still be fucking Under the Skin,
Mm.
where he plays like an alien.
Well, to be fair, what do the French do that's not just like 10 tons of weird and what the fuckery?
I don't know. Ask the rabbits.
I mean, they were it was a French feminist director that made Teeth.
Oi,
That is.
yes. Oh god.
Basically, a girl's vagina grew teeth, and then like all the guys are portrayed as rapists, assholes, and she literally bites off dicks left and right with her vagina.
What was that movie
as
last?
long as they were all rapists having it happen to them, then good.
Like no guy is a good person in the movie. It's like it's only women.
What was that?
Yeah.
One.
I hate movies like that. It's just like stop it.
Yeah, that's shit.
Yeah.
What was that other one that I was trying to think of? Mother. That was the name of it.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
You know what goofy movie I remember from the 80s?
What?
My Science Project.
Oh yeah, that came in kind of behind what was it? Weird Science and
Yes.
And Real Genius.
Tell me that wasn't a fun movie to watch with like different time periods just opening up portals.
I will say of the three, I liked Real Genius the best, but that's just because fucking Val Kilmer. That was one of his best roles.
Funny enough, that's the one I liked the least out of those three.
Really?
I was never a big fan of Real Genius.
I don't like that, especially how they got back at the professor in the end by making the giant Jiffy Pop.
Look. Don't get me wrong. I love Val Kilmer and I love the douchebag temp who was constantly trying to foil them and everything. You know, the asshole got buried in popcorn.
Yeah, and what was that one girl? I never saw her in, I don't think, in anything else after that movie.
Yeah.
The one that plays like the hyper girl that she's always making some new invention. I think the last thing she's sanding her floor in her dorm room.
Yeah.
She was cute.
Wasn't the professor the same guy who played Peck in Ghostbusters?
Yes.
Yeah.
William Atherton. Oh, he's good at playing that type of character.
Yeah, he's
from fucking Ghostbusters to Die Hard.
Besides the guy who played Peck, the professor, the temp, and Val Kilmer's character. The others I really didn't care for in that movie, and that's what drug it down for me.
Yeah.
It was really relying on those three's talents as actors and comedic actors.
I mean, it almost kind of seemed like we're supposed to care about the younger guy who gets in there, and the rest are just moving it along, but it really became about them. It's almost kind of like fucking Caddyshack in that case.
It felt like it was like trying to be like Caddyshack and Revenge of the Nerds, and just didn't know how to pull it off with the cast. Yeah,
like we were supposed to care about the younger guy, and it really became about all the peripheral characters.
It was so dull in that movie. God, I was like, every time he came on, I was like, oh my God, I'm supposed to like this guy. Oh God. But yeah, it's like, that's why it's like my least favorite of the three.
Yeah, I mean, up the three, I mean, I don't think I saw My Science Project, and
you will have a blast with that. It's
Real Genius. I mean, not Real Genius. Weird Science is almost too weird for me. I mean, it had Kelly LeBrock in it.
Basically, when you look at My Science Project, look at it as a good balance between Weird Science and Genius, Real Genius.
Yeah.
it's a good balance because it's basically about devices they find, and it actually opens up wormholes into other time periods and such. I mean, there's a point where they actually are taking down a T-Rex as it's coming out of the Cretaceous in the gym. I mean, you have some good shit in the movie. It knew what it was doing with what it had. And that's what a good movie does. It knows how to work with what it has and do it well.
Yeah.
But honestly, one thing I look at when I look at Real Geniuses, it feels like it's trying to be war games and just fails at it.
So one thing I find funny with this is I like how they've made everything so dark that it's actually a little bit hard to read the credits, even if you want to.
Oh, you're talking about... Oh, thinking about movie credits that are just like... that rolling up like this. Somebody watching Brad Jones talk about that new movie came out, Plane. He says it doesn't even waste your time with any of the studio or start. I don't care. First thing you see is starting off in a black screen and just a big white letters, Plane. It's like nice. We ain't gonna try to insult you. This is gonna be a big action adventure movie. Let's get to it.
Let's see. Hey,
we're thanks to the Earth, our living spaceship.
Yeah, I'd like to thank everybody on Earth.
I mean, it kind of is.
Yeah, as we're far away from it here in this game.
That too.
That'd be your award
if you think
ceremony.
About it, humanity is riding Earth through space, so.
Yeah.
That would be your award ceremony acceptance speech. I'd like to thank Earth.
Mm-hmm. Not all the people on it, the planet itself.
Yes.
Thank you, Gaia. It wouldn't have been possible without you.
Yeah, thank you, Gaia. Not the
good old
not
Terra.
The website with all the little anime characters, because
all us good little Terrans just love Terra.
For the Emperor. I'd like to thank Holy Terra.
Oh, Terra.
Or we could also go by its other name, Sol 3.
Sure.
Earth.
All right, well, I guess that's that.
That's usually how people refer to planets. They'll refer to it as the number of away it is from its star. Our star is Sol. It would be Sol 3.
Yep. Oh, that was a whole thing that just happened.